So the meeting tonight is so that everybody knows what's happening with everybody and everybody else in our little circle. And what did you think happened with Sam?
What?
What did you think happened with Sam? He disappeared.
Oh no, I just figured that I don't know, maybe like you two connect on a different level, on a better level.
Spiritual level.
Yeah. So, you know, I
So,
just let things happen. I'm not, you know, I don't know,
well,
kind of like a
so yeah, so Sam came to me as a surprise, actually. It's because the one day when we did the t-shirt thing up there, and I was like, oh, great, nice Asian kid, goodbye. And what somewhere down the line, you came down to the Sunday, what you started it coming.
We started talking because I asked him for your number.
yeah.
Mm. How did that conversation went?
I honestly don't even remember.
Yeah, I think
So
it literally
somewhere,
was just like I think we were just hanging, and then it was after that.
I mean, I could probably look back and text, but it'd be.
so somewhere down the line, he showed up to Sunday, right?
That's amazing.
You think so? Yeah.
Oh, so I've always been interested in people's intentions,
Mm.
and I don't know what it was by and through my teachings. I'm still scanning him for intentions, like I always do with all my students. I just don't know people's intent. It takes a long time to learn their intent, to get a baseline of who they are, where they're at, where they want to be, and where they want to be with whoever, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line, Sam told me, well, yeah, that night when we did the t-shirt thing, your teaching stood out to me. Obviously, this kid has been into philosophy for a long time. He's into quotes, philosophies, all of that spirituality stuff, unseen before for Gen Zoomers. As this week unfolded, Sam sat there and we spoke to Xavier from Florida, a 15-year-old kid that is telling me things consistent with someone who holds a master's degree in Buddhism, 15 years old.
Yeah, I remember this.
And I was like, what? Oh, sorry, ask that again.
Yeah.
And so I'm always intrigued by people of this age and era that is interested in the meaning of life, the purpose in life, and so on and so on. So the past week, I've gone to Shaker and Peel in meeting with I was actually he comes in the middle of me training Eric and Gabe, because Eric and Gabe is doing retail over there at Osmar.
Mm.
So I was training them, and he just so happens to be in the area and started working at Shaker and Peel. So the beginning of the month, I was up there, and then I'm like, no, okay, well, since he came to me a couple of times, I'm gonna go and hang out and catch up on my work and stuff like that.
It was a nice surprise.
And he started showing up to Sunday classes and opening more about his life. And of course, you guys are good friends, so you guys know the ins and outs of each other's stories.
Mm.
And comes now, he's receiving all of the teachings that I've been going on and going on. But his intention is that he wants to help other people. He don't want other people to suffer like he does. Thus, in turn, he somewhere down the line wants to be an influencer, which is a great ambition, which is something that is rare. Again, that the teacher has to scan for motive, whether they're doing it for fame, for money. I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, anyone who screened me for it, obviously, I'm not doing it for the money, and I've been doing it for 8 years. Obviously, anyone who knows me in and outs. And today, when we went to Sawgrass Lake, they got to meet one of my guys that used to work for me, and this guy's got tattoos all over him, even his eyelids. And I turned around and I said, "What is your name again?" He said, "Alan." And
It's kind of funny.
they got literally when they spend time with me, they're able to piece the puzzles of my life, my work, my training, and my education for everyone that is involved in the car. Um, so Sam's been here safe and sound. I think I'm satisfying his hunger for knowledge,
Which is good.
which is a good thing. Therefore, it brings him to make a lot of more wiser choices in his life, choices that choices that leads to cutting back on certain things that he believed is not conducive for his growth and development. Certain friends, certain texting and apps, and all these things that I was trying to do with Stephen
Okay.
and many other students that whoever veer towards me, slowly they start to learn, oh, this is the meaning of peace.
Mm.
This is the meaning of happiness. And what you said earlier about ice fishing and how much peace it brings. It's a peaceful activity. The question becomes is if we like peace, which is a word unheard of with kids these age. It's like peace. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
It's like no, we want chaos. I mean, my professors have said if there's no chaos in their lives, they're not living. I fall under that category when I was your age, all of your ages, and so therefore, I love chaos. I love driving. I couldn't be a Florida trooper because I had 3 pages myself.
Mm.
And Captain George Crowder was like, "Son, are you serious? You want to give people speeding tickets and you have 3 pages? 3, 1, 2," and then flipped it in front of me. So there's no wonder that now comes now in modern day that I'm in this position, and I look back, and it's really hard being in my position to gauge each student's age and stage in their life and what is appropriate. And the question becomes, what is their middle way? Laziness, extreme. Where's the middle way for each student? What's the middle way for him? What's the middle way for you? What's the middle way for him? The Buddha charged me with a very taunting and daunting task of teaching, protect them by and through the teaching, make sure that they remember the teachings, make sure that I am charged with so many tasks. It makes teachers out there look like a joke in regards to the type of spiritual teachers that they have cultivated us to become.
Mm.
So that's what's been going on. And I wanted to bring you, and then Jenna's intention after I sent her the Trova trip, Jenna said, I like to help out with what's happening and be more involved in your cause. But she hasn't shown up to Sunday service for like ever and just keep on making false promises. No
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
And, just the deal with you two, I have no idea. I sit there and scratch my head. Quite frankly, I have moved giving you all space and distance like I did with Stephen and many students recently. Well, I've given you all space since when we stopped doing counseling. I started backing off away from students and giving them time and space to see how they live their life. And if it works out for them, works out for them. Somewhere down the line, I think you all get a kick out of Sam. I think anyone who knows Sam, as all of us, as I am trying to learn who Sam is, who is he? What does he do? What does he want to do? I think that he brings a great source of energy and happiness to people.
Oh yeah.
There's
for sure.
there I stay young. The world sits there and watch me now on all of this platform. They're like, Venerable, what skincare do you use? I don't.
Yeah.
My skincare is my young students that drive me absolutely insane and crazy, like Sam, who is difficult to tame. Many of you are very difficult to tame. Eric, easy. He's just chilling. Look at him. Look at him. Just look at him. Would you just look at it? Just look at it, will you?
Look at him.
Well, just look at it, will you? Okay. Sam, not so much. His intelligence, your intelligence. You and Sam are one of the most intelligent people I have ever seen in my entire life. The question becomes, how do you use that intelligence for your own good, to protect yourself, to live wisely and intelligently? Ji Dao means, Ji means intelligent, Dao means the way, the intelligent way. To what? Intelligent way to success, intelligent way to enlightenment, intelligent way to happiness, intelligent way to peace. It is scary to sit here and look at him dead in his eyes and realize that I could be sitting in front of one of the most worst international terrorists the world has ever seen. He has that capability. So do you.
Everyone does.
The more intelligent they are, the more likely they can go south real quick and sit at home and create a bomb or whatever. Right? We all know that. Or they can use that intelligence, such as Dr. Sho Yano, who received his MD PhD at 23. Neurosurgery, University of Chicago.
12 years.
Right. 23 years old, PhD at like 19, MD at like 15,
Yeah,
15-year-old doctor.
That's
You have to call him doctor when he can come in and tell you what's wrong with you and prescribe. Has a DEA number, has an NPI number, a national provider number. What? Like, excuse me, you're a JIT. I'm sorry, Dr. JIT. I'm sorry, Dr. Super JIT. Great respect for Dr. Shoyano. I have found his qualities to be an asset to humanity if his intention is in fact real. I'm still screening for that. I'm using FBI level screening to see if the kid is true, correct, whether he is going to be the next great big thing or he's going to give FBI and NSA a very hard time. Um, Jenna's coming down. I invited Jenna because I just wanted to know what her intention is and what it doesn't impress me. She doesn't impress me with commitment, dedication, reliability, dependability across the board, across every measure. It's just like, hello,
Yeah.
are we here? So she got hammered very hard on my text messages when she asked, "I want to be." Did you finish CBT? Yeah. At some point, she was suffering with anxiety, and I said,
"You've given her all the tools."
Right. I gave and I don't understand. I've been at loss for words with people, including students that come here to see me and students that I have been counseling. And Sam gets to witness literally a sample of my life where I just lay there and just go to sleep and let them talk. I have no more words for them when they come here to visit me, to see me. And I'm just like, "Yeah, this is Sam, my
Yeah.
No, not even that much. He just lays down and then just
You open the door. He's like,
no, not even the door's always open. He just walks in
and I breathe like I need a CPAP machine. Okay, they all know, right? So I think all of them here get a kick out of traveling and doing stuff. And I mean, Eric can tell you, I took Eric out of his home because I realized he just broke up with his girlfriend, a little depressed, trying to figure out the future, pressure to succeed, very deep thinker. I asked him, what makes you happy? And he's like, for how long? How the hell do you answer a question with a question like that? What makes you happy? Well, just tell me. A Glock, a girl, what? A car? He's like, how long? Them gears kicked in seconds.
"Oh yeah."
Analytical, but lack of motivation. So I said, come work for me, right? Have you been happy with the pay that you have received?
Yeah, been living life.
You have 30 days to appeal. And so he comes and he assists me in all sorts of endeavors. Just how busy I am, and dragging stuff in and out of the car. Just how busy I am. And I'm like, here, do this, do that. Da, da, da. So these two have been constantly coming to learn, to reflect. And I just want to bring you here and just, number one, check in on you. Number two, let you know that there's no backdoor politics. Anytime we have groups of friends and somebody just disappear out of the blue, there is the question of favoritism. And there's a question of politics, whether we just disappeared. Did I do something wrong? Did you do something wrong? And anyone that veers towards my way of teachings, my way of instructing, what I like to see is that they live wisely and intelligently. And I think Sam really cares about you. And I think that, he talks about you often. And we both try to come up with the best available science to intervene on a level that is of friendship and not a level of all up on your business or pry into your personal life or your personal choices. Choices that sometimes other people could perceive as risky. And, I think that we just don't want to bury another one. The fact that they just buried Elijah. Though his death was accidental, the age of his death is saddening.
Do you know about that? What he's talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
My life, some of the craziest stuff that I have witnessed in my life. The suicide of Travis Stickhouse, 21 years old, hung himself across the street from his house on 9th Avenue and 60th Street at a Catholic church. So they said. I mean, I wasn't there. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Died of just horrendous. I've been to all of these funerals. I've
Mm.
given my eulogies publicly, live, recorded on my Facebook. And so, I think that Sam made a lot of changes. I mean, all of these students made changes.
I agree.
And so their vision of friends in their life also changed. Their views change. When they hang out with me, their views change. Their views change of people in life and the how to deal with life and how to deal with people in life.
Yeah.
It is my hope, as it always has been, that all of us operate on a unifying code of conduct, a unifying code of understanding. And that's what the world lacks. That's why relationships fail. And that's why friendships go south, because they cheat, they lie, they kill, they steal, sexual misconduct, intoxicating
Yeah.
substances.
Yeah.
Right? In Buddhism, we call that the 5 precepts.
Mm.
Furthermore, in friendships, somewhere down the line, there has to be leadership. I mean, the question is, when you have that many people in a group, who is the leader? Unfortunately for me, growing up, I was the leader. I didn't want to be, but everybody else was clueless, and I'm like, all right, people,
Yeah.
airsoft guns. All right, airsoft guns, plastic BBs, eyeballs. Understand?
Yeah.
Glasses, safety first. Yes. And I led at a very young age. At like 16 years old, there's still pictures that I was leading the group of jits in the neighborhood to play airsoft. And then slowly, and I'm like, this is really tiring. And into my relationship, I don't know. Until this very day, I still question if leaders are made or they can be taught, whatever. My point is that in any groups of friends, there has to be a leader. And the question is, what kind of philosophy is that leader living? How does he live his life to lead others on a path of safety, on a path of fun, on a path of whatever, but like kind of like at the middle way. It's the hardest thing ever to define for kids your age.
Yeah.
The middle way. I think everyone has seen the way how I live my life when I'm not in function as a monk. I think you guys seen me as a little kid out there playing sports the way that I do, playing airsoft the way that I do, and you guys realize, wow, you know, and I'm home at a certain time like I'm supposed to be. So I just I think talks like this is helpful for you and for you and for all that is around this table, and subsequently Jenna. Jenna, I have to go on a different level, just because I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's happening here. People like her, if her intention is real, we need and we want in Buddhism. Just because, damn it, make yourself useful.
Yeah.
The other,
Exert yourself.
well, no, for all of you, make yourself useful. And I wanted to share something with all of you. Is that number one, everyone here has suffered or is suffering. And in my life, when I was your age, I was very suicidal. I dealt with bipolar for like 10 years because my mother was not the greatest mother in the world. I dealt with it silently, and the only outlet I had was airsoft and my journal. And somewhere down the line, I had a real gun, and I was like, "Oh, look, let me blow my head off with this Glock 17 9mm." And I realized, crap, I can't do it because I'm an interpreter working cancer cases. And I'm like, well, if I blow my head off, who's gonna be the next interpreter?
People need you.
Yeah, every time when I try to protect my life, and I'm like, crap, I can't because there's no one to replace me. Shoot, this just
That's a
wasn't
good
meant to
thing,
be. Yeah.
Good thing.
So, but the one thing that did save me, and I found meaning, and I felt good about, it's like the question here I think all of us should ask ourselves is, what do you feel good about at the end of the day, and how much you have contributed to humanity in some way, shape, or form?
Mm.
And my thing was, well, I didn't have a lot of money, so I went to the temple and I started volunteering, and I got a kick out of that. And I took all of my guys, literally every single guys that I grew up in the neighborhood with, Adam, Brandon, and all them. And we went and volunteered, and we had such a great time. Free food, and laughed, and there was girls around the temple, and trying to get numbers. Yeah. Talk about keeping precepts. But the sense of giving put a smile on our face. We know we're doing something good. It's so chaotic growing up. It's like we're making money, yeah, we're playing ours, yeah, but it's like, what's next? Like, who are we? Why are we here? And why do we do the things that we do? And what do we want to do next?
Yeah.
But I guess they trusted me and they trusted the process and they just trusted that, well, this is how Angel is going to lead this little group in the neighborhood. Then we, okay, if he's volunteering, we're going to volunteer with him.
Well, sheep will always follow the leader.
My point is that in each and every single one of your life, always think about giving, because if you don't, you will suffer greatly. Always. Always. What Eric don't know is sometimes I can't make payroll. So I go and I borrow money. And the guy who lends me money is a reputable businessman, and he looks at me and he goes, be careful how you spend your money, because that determines how much you get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sat with me. That sat with me this past 2 weeks. But he said it in Vietnamese, which is even more profound and deep.
Yeah. You connect.
And I went back to my room and I sat there and I said, well, I haven't spent crap on myself. The hell? I spent it on everybody else. The hell? It's empirical, evidence-based that I'm spending on every, true or false. I've given everything. I've given so much clothes away. It's not even funny. I've given enough clothes for him to last like another 5 years. I've given enough clothes to Eric that lasts another 5 years.
Play airsoft every day.
Yeah. And I'm like, what does he mean by that? And I'm like, there. I did. I had to screen myself, checks and balance, and I'm like, I'm giving. That's all I know how to do is just give. Damn it. So that I just want everyone to just reflect on, number one, a code of living that everyone can agree with, that doesn't make other people worry about you. That provokes a lot of anxiety in everybody. When somebody is steering off course somewhere or just kind of off to their own, because you see, we all care about each other. I care about you. It tore me apart to detach from you when I had to detach from you. And it tore me apart when I had to detach from Steve, and he got to watch that unfold, that process unfold. When my face changed, when my demeanor changed, when I looked stressed.
There's live streams of us sitting right here. He's sitting here, I was sitting there, and then we talked 2 hours, 3 hours.
I don't think the world understands my heart when I care about someone and I sink my like hands into their life. I walk life with them, and then at some point I realize something tells me, the lawyer in my head, qualified lawyer, by the way, qualified lawyer, that says you need to back up. You're getting a little bit too close and too involved. You are now attached, and you need to back up a little bit. And I'm like, well, what if I back up? What if there is another death? What if they take their life? What if they do something that's foolish, that is unwise? How would I blame myself then? Because I blame myself for Travis Dickhouse death, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why couldn't you come to me? You knew I was in college for this. I go for counseling. Like, are you serious? Until this very day, I still blame myself. And so I'm just this guy in the middle of everyone's lives, just watching it unfold, and it's hard to watch it unfold. I can also close my eyes and meditate and pretend like nothing exists and don't care.
We always come back to reality.
But then when I open my eyes and I hear and see things, it is worth the attention, and attention is needed because I give a shit, and everybody else don't give a shit. They don't. Clearly, look around you and look within you. How much other people around you don't give a shit, and how much you don't give a shit. Simple. And how do we readjust that? And how do we give a shit? And so I think I'm just in the middle of this, and I think that everyone is just falling apart, and there's no leadership. There's no leadership within oneself, and it creates anxiety in the group. And group means whatever group you have in your life. Your group, his group, your group. I don't know your groups, and I don't need to know your groups. but I care about each and every single one of you. And what is important is that you carry yourself in a manner that you feel good about. You know who you are and you feel good about doing what you're doing, how you're doing it, how you're living your life. Feel good waking up. You know, that's something to just think about. Any questions so far?
Sorry, keep yawning.
You're mentally drained.
Yeah, I had a late night last night.
It was difficult for me to watch Sam because once I recognized his talent, I realized why is he working so hard. Both of you, actually. Both of you, I got to watch you guys hammer yourself working to numb whatever the hell is going on in your life. I mean, that's what I did when I was in my 20s. I mean, I just like, I didn't want to be home. I wanted to work until I died. And I had so much fun at work that I'm like, can I just have an IV in my veins so I can continue working? Because I'm having so much fun doing security right now. Me, Patrick, all of us, I mean, we're out there tackling Mexicans, drunk Mexicans, and they're beating crap out of us. We're beating the crap out of them. And I'm like, oh, I like this, you know, a little bit blood here. What? Where's my baton? Damn it. Let's do it again. Right. Screaming and hollering. Ah, Taylor, Taylor. And it was just screaming. I mean, it was like getting my anger out. I was getting my anger out doing security. But you know, when I watch young people suffer, and I'm just like, crap, how do I get them to slow down a little bit? For you, I somewhat lost the battle. I just didn't know how to get to you. Number one, you're too far away. Him, I was just like, oh crap. This kid is such a clever lawyer in his little head. You know? I always have to keep myself busy. Shut up. But I didn't have that jurisdiction over him yet. My job was to just listen and take it in. There's a right time and a right place to time my interjection. When the kid has enough respect for me and I have power over him, then I would tell him, shut up, sit your ass down and listen.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line I did.
A few times.
And I just hope that they respect me enough to do it in honor of the teacher. An intelligent student recognizes, well, this man got some wisdom. And this man teaches the right way. Hopefully he exemplifies somewhat the right way himself. I will never claim that I am perfect.
No one's perfect.
Right. But they see that I clearly keep the precept. They clearly see that I give more and take less. They see that I try to keep the rules for monks to the teeth as much as I could, or else they wouldn't be here. These are intelligent human beings. She's here.
On my way, should I just come up and come? Yeah, the thing about you that I've noticed, and I think it's one of the same between us, is the comedy.
Let me grab another chair.
Little stool. She can sit right here in a little stool. She's in timeout time.
So yeah, it's your comedy because how I see you move and how you try to always make everybody laugh. That's what I've always tried to do because I haven't had a lot of laughs in your own life, you know.
And tonight we met Alan, and that's good. And Alan's lady friend, we'll just call her lady friend because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask like, are you dating? Are you marrying each other? Like, do you have kids with her? Is this your baby mama? I'm not gonna ask that.
Oh, well,
But tell you know the girl says there's something about you that is bright, luminous, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I was like, okay, all right, yeah. So I had a couple of seconds before we had to go eat, and I said, yeah, you know, I when me and Alan knew each other, we were really bad. I was really bad. I was committing crimes. All of us were committing crimes, and I changed. I'm now a monk, and I told her, you know, this is part of changing is that I had to find a way of living that is wise and intelligent, or else I would have been dead or in prison. And so she got the point. She was on the spiritual path. People who are on the spiritual path are sometimes very unique people.
Very interesting person.
I've seen people go from their absolute worst to the next day praising God and only God, or whatever they believe in as God.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, that happened pretty damn quick. Which I think is for the better. You know, I feel like if you were still doing what you were doing, wouldn't have brought you too far.
I mean, this isn't about me, but
Well, it's about all of us, myself included. There's time I want to give up. There's time where I don't want to be a venerable anymore. It's for real.
No, I know.
My fundings have drained. I've been blessed to have cases as an interpreter to have programs like this for people like Eric. First, Stephen benefited, then Gabe, then Eric, and the funding right now literally is like a EKG.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the point? And today I told Eric to read a message. I guess some kid started meditating, and his mom thanked me, and his mom was like, oh, my son looks up to you, and my son has his own meditation room, and 4 or 5 of his friends is meditating. They're like probably less than 10 years old. And it brought spiritual joy to my heart, but realistically, economically, there's students that wants to commit suicide every day. Every day, 8 o'clock, these guys have sat here and listened to one-on-one sessions. Every single one of them are at high risk.
Mhm.
And you go back to my Instagram, some of them are just now like Instagram user. There's a likely chance they took their life.
Sometimes you don't even know because my buddy who took his own life still has a full Instagram page.
Right. So in the dozens, if I have 40,000 followers on Instagram, I have dozens of messages that just now user or whatever it says. That there's no ID
That's
anymore.
exactly what you're talking about.
Right. You know what I mean? I think all of us are just trying to buy time to figure ourselves out. I mean, I've already figured myself out clearly. I'm an international teacher. But for the rest of you, buying the time affords you the money you're making and the time that you have should spend it wisely with yourself, by yourself, to figure out who am I? How the hell did I get here? Where do I want to go and who do I want to go with? Quickly. You're wasting your youths, kidney function failures, bodily, just everything. You guys are killing yourself, not even know it. I admire that you guys work a lot. That's you could be committing crimes. You could be robbing people like kids in California, but you're not. You're working. You're working. You're paying taxes. Damn it, you're contributing to Social Security. I have I respect both of you for that. And so I just we don't get to talk like this often. We don't get to.
That's like number 4. My pee is clear now.
He. What do you say?
My pee is clear now.
Peace clear now.
Oh, that's great.
That's new. That's very new.
I like to see all of you guys succeed.
First time I pissed myself. I got nervous, guys. Sorry.
Let me just say this. Ajahn Chah, our great enlightened master, fully enlightened being, Arahant, sainthood, he was actual venerable father. Like literally all his students called him venerable father. That's very heavy, big title, weight to hold as a venerable father. Guess who's the youngest venerable father now? That's right. Sit. Your ADHD is off the chain.
I need a third. Oh, there's so many.
Do you need another bottle or something?
I was gonna get one. Yeah.
My God. I diagnose you with anxiety right now.
And ADD.
And ADD. And all the D's in the D's of the D's.
HCC.
Are these you guys' who's?
Don't worry about that right now.
Let's bring it back to the conversation. Your backgrounds of parenting, your backgrounds of parental supervision, parental modeling is of question.
It's vague.
Lack of parents does not mean not having a parent. Lack of parents mean lack of parental supervision, guidance, and role models. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. As a direct result of that, a young man's life is astray, lost in the world.
Agreed.
I didn't want to be the youngest venerable father the world has ever seen. Somewhere down the line, I find myself being the youngest venerable father necessary to steer young men into the path needed to succeed.
Mm.
Some will, some won't. Most won't. Because somewhere down the line, they're just so lost because of the lack of foundation. Lack of foundation that should have been established since childhood. So now I'm like 35 years old. I want to have fun just like everybody else. But no, I took on the role of a monk. I should have never done that TikTok shit. Then I became this celebrity monk, you know.
Luckily now it's gonna be gone soon.
My responsibility has been established and the whole world looks up to me for guidance. How do you ignore messages like what he read today? You know? I mean, what do I like throw my middle finger and walk out the door? That'd be easy. That's easy.
It's not the right thing to do, though.
Correct. Can I
What
live
you
with
really
that?
want to do, but it's not the right thing to do.
No, I don't really want to. I don't want to do it. But you get what I'm saying here, right? You get what I'm saying here, right? There's plenty of kids out there that lack. They're down there.
Those Bailey for sounds like the fuck.
Stephen have both biological parents alive. I was able to catch. Thank God I'm mindful, ultra mindful, to catch little tiny things, little small things about a human. And I said, Stephen, since when did you don't give a shit about life? And who taught you that? And when I directly spearheaded that question, spearheaded, like taking a bow and a spear and cocked it back like this and shot it. You know what? I'll never forget his reaction. They're so good at hiding half the shit that they hide. He goes, that means I caught him. I caught it. I caught the symptoms and I caught the cause. Like a doctor trying to find the most elusive bacteria and viruses. Like an MD PhD who knows how to grab your arm, stick a needle in there with a microscope that is digital, found the bacteria, the little cluster, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then make the right diagnosis. That's what I did. And you know what he said? He says, my parents. I said, they taught you not to give a shit. He says, yeah. Yeah, tell me more. And he opened up. The one thing I like about Steven is he's transparent with me. He can hide it from other people. He won't hide it with me. You know, he can't and he won't. And I said, go ahead, tell me more. And when that unfolds, he tells me, yeah, you know, because they said that everybody just cares for themselves. They're not going to care about you. And I sat with it for a moment and I told him the total opposite of what his parents told him. But it has become his conviction. Keyword conviction. Like a felony conviction?
Hear it so much, see it so much,
Conviction.
live it so much, it becomes real.
Conviction. The virus has remained in his bloodstream above his eminence, wise words, and the administration of medicinal Buddhist teaching. Feel the weight of that. It failed. World-class administration of medicine, of the teachings of the Buddha, failed because the foundations that was laid a long time ago. So he will continue to operate like that. Continue to operate like nothing matters. Me, mine, I. Exactly how Americans teach their kids. Well, America teaches their kids. My car, my feelings, my anger, my house, my gun. Me, my, I. Those the three damn words that well, it's self-sabotage. They kill themselves with those three words. Me, my, and I. Think about it, right? My suffering, my back pain, my neck, my back.
Look my.
You know the song, right? Me, my, everyone knows that song. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Holy shit. So I find myself not just a venerable father, I find myself as also a Jedi that tried to fight and I'm not at war with any of you. I am at war with your minds. The goddamn lawyer that's in your head, I'm at war with. I've always had been at war with the damn lawyer in your head. Do I love you? I do. You know that I love you. Everyone here can feel it. Can you not? When we first met, I gave you the TLR.
Yeah.
Right? When your light broke, I didn't ask for more money. I gave you the TLR because I know how much joy that would bring you. And it did.
Still use it.
Clearly, you went in the backyard and you made sure you can see Casper the unfriendly ghost.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know you. Right?
Yeah.
There you have it. That's how you know I love each and every single one of you. Long before I'd even get to know the good, the bad, and the ugly about you. Because I don't discriminate. Every human bleed the same. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese boys. I don't give a shit. You're just like me. I see me in you and you in me.
It's like what's his face the other night?
So, now here we are, right? Shitty parents, no parents. I have ruled that the kid has no parents because they don't know how to be parents. I can't believe they taught. You know what? They should have been just fucking dead. Some of them should have never opened their mouth as parents. Should not. They have injected poison into their kids. Their kids are going to be the next Hitler the world has ever seen. And we fail. We can't undo what has been done. I study world-class medicine to undo some of this crap. No avail, no effects. I must be the shittiest monk the world has ever seen, or I'm just very unskillful. I sometimes I go back. I blame myself so many times in that room. I cry in the showers. I'm just like, oh, this must be me. Me, my, and I. To his own damn self. You know what I mean? My point is, having parents or no parents, the existence of a parent, the non-existent of a parent, did a number on all of us. All of us, including me. Okay. I am at war with certain people in my own family, and I'm a monk, and I'm still at war with them. I'm like, are you kidding me? Well, you'll be taking a couple thousand rebirths. Wait for it. So here we are, and what do we have to do now? Hopefully, you all think about this talk. Hopefully, you all ask for some guidance, and you follow the damn thing. To have a unifying way of living, a rewarding way of living, a meaningful way of living, living safely, living happily, so we all can travel together.
You're making me
I'm
angry.
sorry. I gotta fidget with something.
The ADHD symptoms, there's an emotional component in it. You know what one of my teachers says? My teacher says, if they can't sit still, we have a problem. I was the first kid that couldn't sit still. I was always fidgety. But when I studied the ADHD thing, the emotional component of it is that we can't sit still because it's uncomfortable with what? Feelings and thoughts. We don't want to be alone with them. We don't want to sit still. So we try to distract ourselves like that butterfly. Or anything else that we can get our hands on. You get what I'm saying? So therefore it becomes a habit. You've ever watched Sam? Sam's all over the place. He's sitting here. It's so funny. I swear. If I was the old me, I swear I would have thrown him out of this window. He's so funny. He sits here and study CBT. He comes.
What's going on?
He comes over here. He studies CBT, right? He studies CBT, and then he plays his phone, and he realized I'm sitting over there with my dad, and I can see his phone. So he's slickly in the. You can't try the Buddha. Don't try the Buddha. He goes over there, sits where you are, and goes like this. So I come out and I'm like, give me your phone. I'm like, well, I didn't need it. Like a 5-year-old. I take his phone. I left it. Listen, see, but it is lack of supervision. But I don't want to be dad or father. I don't. But for a short time and temporarily, I will if I have to in order to steer him the right way. And only if he allows me. I can't do it without your permission. I'll do it without your permission to save your life. That means if you're on the edge, guess what? You've never seen a monk fly so quick and grab your neck and make you do a backflip to get off that bridge to save your life. Anything that is psychological services, you have the power to leave, put your shoes back on, and go. Get what I'm saying? I'll chant at your funeral.
There's the door, don't let it hit you on the way out.
Okay. So, it's hard being me because I want to be the cool me and I want to be me. I just want to be me. And at times I find myself, why do I have to be a venerable father in this moment? I just want to but then these kids try me like that shit. And I'm like, what is so hard about reading these pages? And I have to understand the why. And exactly the why that I have to have compassion and understanding for them and not scream and yell at them or throw them out of the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I think you all are smart enough to understand where I'm coming from. Number one, you both care for and about each other. Birds, shut up.
Tell them about Rebirth. Oh, they heard Rebirth.
Yeah, that's right.
He's still talking.
Okay. Any and all friends you have in your life, you must have standards to know who is the wise and who is a fool and keep them in check. And know when to stick around and when not to stick around and leave time and room and space for them to do whatever. It's the hardest thing. I don't even know what to say. If Dom is doing something or Sam is doing something or Eric's doing something, you go over there and you try to skillfully get them to talk about it, open up truthfully, and let them know, coming from a place of love, coming from a place of understanding, not judgment, not judgment. Eric, you do realize that it hurts me to watch you smoke vape every 6 seconds. Sam, you know that it hurts me to watch you work 28 hours a day. Dominic, it hurts me to watch you do high-risk things or fold inwards and not speak about your feelings or not reach out for help. Understand. These are examples that I want you all to reflect on and communicate amongst each other. Men are dying. We young men are dying.
Yeah,
Boys, men, literally dying from the inside. The anger we hold in, the lack of communication, the lack of brotherly love. Just, we're not like girls. Girls talk a lot.
Literally what your buddy said today.
Right. What did he say?
About, because you asked him, he was like, no, I'm not really angry anymore. He said, because, and he said this to you. And he was like, because, us guys, we're supposed to be.
Oh, Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, Alan. Right. You know what I mean?
Remember?
My thing now that I'm so spiritually old, 35, but spiritually like 100. Because nobody sits there like I do and talk about aging gracefully. They're like, dude, you're 35. What do you know about aging gracefully? I'm going to age gracefully at this point forward. Because once I hit 40, I'm going to go downhill. Just like the rest of you are going to go downhill. Your youthful years, 20 and 40, you got 20 years to enjoy. Life, sleep, sex, whatever, money, okay? You got to take advantage of that 20 years. You got to put that standard there, that your longevity is 20 more years, and that's it. After that, prostate cancer. After that, urinary issues. When you pee, do you look at your pee? Mm-hmm. You see the stream that comes out of your penis? Mm-hmm. Okay, pay close attention. because there are points in your life where that stream is going to become really weak,
Mm-hmm.
right? And happiness is not having a toothache. But happiness is also being able to attend to nature's call normally, like the Buddha said. Attend to nature's call. So therefore, if it means something to y'all, the drinking, the smoking, whatever, just have a conversation with yourself. I just want all of us to age gracefully. I want him to go with FWC if he likes FWC. You're gonna be an entrepreneur. You're gonna be a business owner, right? It would suck to see one of you with a cane limping on the RV traveling the country. It would suck to have somebody already saying, I got back replacement surgery, hip replacement surgery, knee replacement surgery at like 35. You know, crap, that almost happened with me with the meniscus, playing
I
airsoft,
remember
ground
that.
level fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was limping for like a month, and I'm like, are you kidding
I was
me?
playing with you on that day.
Yeah, well, let me be the first to have knee replacement surgery.
I'll be the first to have back, hip, and knee.
Oh yeah, you already have trouble with that. You see how he moves when he gets okay? All right.
Well, I haven't really seen you like move. But I haven't
You've
played
heard
airsoft
me-
with them
you've
yet.
heard
Well, I
me
adjust their
crack and
backs.
pop.
Yeah, I've heard him crack and pop, but I ain't seen him
You've
move. Yeah. That shoulder replacement, rotator cuffs right there, man.
Oof.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. 'Cause I was looking it up, and like most
Barry
shoulder
was-
clicking is
Barry was telling me
rotator
and
cuff.
then some shit popping over.
No, it's the same thing with my.
Here's literally in school to be doing. Okay, but beside the point.
Okay.
That's a tendon, so it's probably the
Beside
same
point.
thing.
Beside the point.
Okay. Now just imagine if I pulled the crap that you guys pulled when I was your age. Well, I almost fell off a roof playing airsoft once, and that was not pretty, but I survived it. Now imagine if I would sustain your specific injuries. Do you think I could keep up with Eric and you when we met, Dom? We have videos of how I was performing, right?
Yep.
And slowly you saw me kind of like, oh, chill a little bit, chill. But when Dom shows up, trust me, it comes back. Just like that last time I fell off the car. Okay, I fell off the car while playing
Yeah,
airsoft.
that was crazy.
Like somersault,
like
like
Angel around the corner, gets up on the car, and then he like goes to take a step back.
okay. And thank God for the elbows and everything else that was on me, because I would have been I airlifted. They would have. Oh, there goes the venerable. Look at that. He has retired from service for the remaining balance of his natural life.
Medically discharged.
Honorably, medically
Medically
discharged.
Medically honored.
Purple star.
Someone's getting festive.
All right.
Yeah, it's neighbors next door. It's always around this time.
Okay.
Maybe that lady found a purse.
What did you get out of tonight's talk? Tonight's talk. Before Miss Jenna gets here and I hammer her.
I thought you said she's already.
Yeah, she said she was on her way. She gets out at 9.
Okay.
Anyways,
Tell me.
What
Feedback.
I got out of this talk, well, that there's an issue somewhere in this group. That's
Everyone
what I'm-
has issues.
That's what I'm sensing.
Everyone has issues.
Well, my question is like, because out of just now you were like seemed like you wanted me here.
I wanted everyone here, including Jenna. Everyone's got issues.
So what is the how do I word this?
The issue is everyone's concerned with each other and each other's behaviors. Lack of motivation and depression, working too much, and risk-taking behavior. She's lost. I have no fundings, but I don't really care. I'm just a venerable. My job is like to be the referee and figure it all out, because they come to me to help them figure it out. So I'm just here to help y'all figure y'all out.
I don't know, I feel like I got me figured out pretty well.
That would be objection from a lawyer.
So
And
what-
if you both-
what needs to be said?
I'll tell you this. You need to care a little bit more about your own life your own well-being, about people's lives that are close to you, because how you were driving with me and Jenna in the car the other day, the last 2 days that we hung out, not okay. And that's coming from me.
Yeah.
That's coming from me. The fact that I was sleeping, and because you didn't know this, but I did wake up when I felt brrrr, and we were going around a semi in the left-hand
Yeah.
emergency lane. That's not okay. When we were driving down 19 at 9 o'clock at night, going to go fishing, and you were doing the limiter in your car, splitting and shit. That's not okay. With me and Jenna in the car. If you're by yourself, okay. If you don't care about yourself, which you need to care about yourself a little bit more, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Nobody can change that. But I know you care about me, and I know you really fucking care about Jenna. How would you live with yourself if you were to crash? Let's say you survived and we didn't. How would you live with yourself?
Probably wouldn't.
Well, listen, we are as a group, right? And there's a problem, we'll deal with it. And we need to deal with it right now. Anyone in the group. And,
Which is me right now.
well,
Always
okay, so
Well, I know,
let me tell you
everybody's
this.
got issues, but right now, at this very moment,
it's dangerous. The most dangerous behavior has to come forth, and we need to address the most dangerous behavior that is manifesting, which is yours right now.
okay.
It is something that I want you to really look closely, re-examine.
Which I have.
What corrective measures have you taken?
Not driving as fast.
When
Thinking a little more, being more cautious. Thinking of the aftermath of, like that one time when we were splitting and we got really close to that semi. And that
what is
truck.
the root cause of the problem that led to that? Because for every action that we take, there's a root cause of that adrenaline, of that numbing, of that propulsion, of that motivation behind that action. So have you sat there and have you investigated? Have you be your own judge and jury and lawyer and reviewed your behavior? So tell me what internal affairs said in your head.
What internal affairs said?
Your own head, your own lawyer, your own systems. So let me give you an example. When I do something wrong, number one, hopefully I see it, because most of the time I'm good at really seeing it. That's why I journal, so I can see my behavior unfolding. And I go back and I review myself, and I'm like, crap, what did I do again? Why did I do that? And then I'll trace it. Why did I get angry? Why did I speed? Why did I run that red light? What caused me to do that? What caused me to be unkind to somebody on the road? Why did I cut someone off? Or why did someone cut me off? And how did I respond? I'll put myself in check. I'll trace it. And I'll have a conversation with myself. So I just wanted to know, what kind of conversation have you had with yourself? Not just the superficial, yeah, I have reviewed it. I did wrong. I'm not going to do it again. I mean, what I'm looking for here is thoughtfulness. What I'm looking for here is deep intelligence. What I'm looking for here is internal affairs. And internal affairs dig real deep into what is happening. They will find it. They will bring it up to surface, and they will properly take corrective actions. That's what I want to know. Have you reviewed that on that level?
No.
Well, good. Well, tonight's talk brings it up to that level. You police you. I don't want to police you. Sam don't want to police you. We're not being paid to do so. And we become the bad guy if we did, in fact, police you. I have a lot of power sitting here. And I can actually throw a lightning bolt at you if I wanted to. But I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy. Why? And it's not even at you. It's at your mind. I'm trained to see deep within your mind, the lawyer that's in there, the denial, the, oh, no, it's not. It's, it's that thing. Trust me. Everyone needs to police themselves. It's the hardest thing ever to do. But it is, people respect you for that. You got to have self-respect. You got to have standards. You got to live, you got to have standards. Sam cares about you, and he tries. A lot of people don't want to be direct because they don't want to be the bad guy.
You saw how much I hesitated when you asked me.
You see?
No, I knew from the moment I got here that you had something to say. You're huffing and puffing the whole time he's talking. The whole time he's talking, I'm just thinking in my mind, what
Because
is?
I talk so much that I need to listen more and become a person that I was 6 years ago. I talk too much.
I mean, but you need to vent because
I have nothing
you've
that I need to
had
vent about though. About me right now.
years and years and years of trauma, stress.
And I vented for 6 years.
Well,
But maybe you need more, you know?
Don't stop worrying about me.
we are addressing it now. He's on the best program the world has ever seen. Unless someone wants to say,
Yeah,
I'm the
glad that he's doing what he's doing.
Well, thank God, right? Because he would be the next one in the box, right? Everyone is at risk of being the next one in the box if this is not being addressed. I mean, just simply put.
So that's what you guys are thinking is because of my actions and the way I carry myself, and the
Well-
risks that high risk, low reward actions.
What I'm looking for here, and I want you to bring it to your attention, frequency and recency. How frequent has it been and how recent has it been in regards to anything? In regards to driving, in regards to weed, in regards to drugs, and just sex, and whatever it is, you gotta like know what's happening here. You know, I mean I can't fathom 3 people dead in a car. I've read so many articles. So what is most dangerous got to be brought up to the surface. And you got to know that we're coming from a place of deep concern. Deep concern.
Yeah.
And I don't even know half the things that you guys do. So I don't know these things until somebody brings it up to my attention or if there's a problem somewhere. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there underneath the tree meditating. If I'm sitting there trying to worry every second what you guys are doing, I wouldn't look this young. So I just, I'm pretty sure if Jenna sat here and if she participated since we began, she probably voiced her opinion, her concerns. I mean, what do you think her concern is? Just pretend like if she was here, what would she say in regards to what has unfolded?
She would agree with everything he said.
Have you forgotten what it was like not having a license?
No.
You haven't?
No.
That's always been on your mind.
Yeah.
But you willfully, knowingly, and intentionally drove the way that you did.
Yep.
With 3 lives.
Yep.
You regret that now?
No.
What do you say to that? Because I wasn't in the car.
Not really much to say.
You don't regret what you did?
No.
And if you could do it again, you would?
Probably not. I don't regret what I did. I don't agree with what I did. Doesn't mean I don't regret it.
Do you think other people regret being in the car with you at that time?
I'm sure.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You lost your license for 8 months?
8 months, yeah. Well, technically a full year, but yeah, 8 months. Because I was in Europe for the
But legally,
legally 8 months. Yeah.
okay. Reckless, right?
Yeah.
Was the charge?
Yeah.
Court, everything, whole 9 yards.
I was honestly shocked I didn't go to jail that night.
No representation either, right? Just went to court, pledged your statement.
Yeah, went
Guilty,
there.
not guilty,
She asked
no
me,
contest.
"You guilty?" Or yeah, I said no contest, but
Yeah, we all did.
obviously my record said differently. And
Let me ask you this.
wait, hold on. Let Sam finish.
Go ahead.
You know how lucky we were to get that light of sentence for that charge?
Yeah.
Because you know that by the book, any
It
charge like
should have
that
been a
is-
minimum of 2 years.
Well, minimum of a year, no matter fucking what. Because when I lost mine, it was for racing on highway using a motor vehicle, which is not even as heavy as a charge as reckless driving. I lost mine for a year, and then I lost it for another in February, May, March, April, May, June. May. So 15 months I lost my court. From my charge, and then from truancy from school.
So a year and a half.
Pretty much, yeah. After 3 months of having my license. After getting pulled over because I was trying to race a cop in Spring Hill at 2 a.m. with somebody, by the way, that was out on bond. And the cop pulled me over. You having fun? A little bit. License, insurance, registration. Okay, here you go. Comes back dumbfounded. Your record is spotless. Here you go. Try and keep it that way. 3 months later, or not even, a month later, is when I lost my license. Had half a precinct in a neighborhood. My buddy went to jail. The guy that was on bond was his brother. I should have went to jail. They let me drive home. Everything took the course that it did. I got pulled over again a month later in my Audi. A month after my court date. He had his strap off his gun, hand on his gun, 5 fingers on my trunk. Wouldn't even come up to my door, blinding me with his light, saying, "You know you're driving on a revoked license?" I said,
No
"What?"
idea. Yeah.
He's like, "What do you mean, what?"
No one.
I
told
said,
you.
"I have my license right here. If my license was revoked, because I'm intelligent enough
They
to know
would've
the laws,
taken it.
they would have taken it, or I
Yeah.
would have had to turn it in."
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay, well, you know you're
They took mine.
and because he also thought that the car was stolen, and I had a revoked license because I had my tag from my Volkswagen that blew up on my Audi.
Yeah.
Again, I should have went to jail. He should have towed my car, put me in jail. Didn't.
Yeah.
He let me park my car at the McDonald's drive-thru. My dad came pick me up and gave me my citation. So not only now did I lose my license, $550 fine, 2 mandatory classes, that all of this I have to pay for. Now my tag is gone. And now I have another $450 fine. I had to sell my Audi to pay all of my fines. The $1,500 I got from my Audi that I sold to this kid for his first car paid all of my shit that I had to do. Luckily, didn't get into it. These are all warnings and wake-up calls. What the fuck are you doing? We keep letting you go. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
If I were to continue down that path, I would be in jail or dead. I got robbed twice in front of my house. You've been to my house. You've seen my neighborhood. I've gotten robbed twice. Broad fucking daylight. Selling drugs. I made so many enemies selling drugs. If I were to continue that, I would be, again, in jail
Or
dead. For what? The money?
So same thing with the
The
driving.
smoking?
If I keep this path, I'm either gonna be in jail or dead.
I don't think you fully grasp that though. I think that you think that you are invincible
Not at
and
all.
you have nothing to lose. I think that you want to join your dad.
No, not at all. Not yet.
Are you curious as to what Jesus actually looks like
No.
to join, to just have dinner with him?
Nope. No. I've had conversations with them in my own head plenty of times, and every time I have that conversation, it's just hold on. Just hold on.
Hold for what?
That's for him to know, me to find out.
I have one more question for you. And then I have no more words. If your dad was here right now, and I know how much you love your dad and how much you looked at your dad, me and your mom have talked about it before. How would your dad feel right now?
I'm disappointed.
So are you going to live the rest of your life
No.
like he's here and trying to make him proud? So that one day when you do go back and meet him, because he probably was a no returner.
Yeah,
He's not on this earth anywhere.
I know that.
Because with what your mom has told me, what he has done, what they have done.
Yep.
Do you want to go and join him and not come back to this fucked up ass world and tell him all the accomplishments and everything that you did? Or do you want to tell him early what you did? Or tell him about all the fuck ups and mistakes you made stupidly? Because I know you want to make him proud,
Yeah.
and you know that I love you and care about you, and I don't want to have to be saying any of these things right now. But I'm worried about you, genuinely. And I mean, really, at this point, I'm just out of words. So, I mean, you can take what we've all said
Miss Jenna,
and do with it what you please.
the other day when Don was driving 100 whatever 90
25.
what
25.
125.
125 miles an hour was
When we were
Sam in the car.
going to
What was going through your mind?
Well, I said something about I'd like you to drive like you don't want me to die. Remember I said that to you?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, I feel like, especially with other people in the car, you should pay attention to how you're driving and how they feel.
Were you generally scared for your life?
I wouldn't say scared for my life, but I was definitely like, I definitely did get nervous.
You were uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was very uncomfortable. And there were a lot of cars. It's not that I don't trust him driving, it's that other cars can make any moves any second. And I don't want to see anything tragic.
As we
happen.
saw about a week before, that you just told me about. If you remember, your trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, that Deshaun guy is gonna be out there at 8.
So should I go there and then Sunday?
Yeah.
We'll
Get
see you tomorrow,
get the large and the small, times it by the correct amount, and then make sure you text it to me so I can text it to him and tell him.
Alright, have a good night, guys.
Peace out, Aaron. Be safe.
You
You
comfy?
have everything?
That's more comfy than.
Yeah. You want to sit this way?
Double check.
So you're not behind me?
Come on here. And my back needs a rest, so. Fuck.
So let me bring you up to speed of what's happening. I think Sam has been over here quite often, studying, practicing, and learning the stuff that you have been around me longer than him to know how I teach, what I teach. And I think both of you appreciate Sam's presence in your life. He brings a lot of joy, happiness, and energy. Sam is on, I think that my teachings mean something to Sam, and he sees value in the teaching and how it could transform his life. So over the past, I don't know, 2 weeks.
I mean, I've been coming over a bit, not every night, but a bit for probably about a month.
I was gonna say yeah.
Right. So, Sam's been with me in operations and working. Same thing that you've witnessed me operating and working and how I do things. And, it's been brought to my attention certain concerns. All of us are a group, a good, caring, understanding group. And when something is not on point, somebody should speak up and address it. If it's left unaddressed, well, people die, or it gets hurt, or it gets arrested, and stuff like that.
I don't
So-
want to go to another funeral.
So tonight's talk is number one, figure this out with the behavior. And later on, I wanted to ask you about your intent with the ongoing programs that's going on. But this takes importance, just because, clearly Sam is quite concerned. I wasn't in the car, Sam was. Kid's got a good head on his shoulder. He's quite in tune with philosophy and spirituality, and, just all the things that Sam says makes a lot of sense. He impresses me as a teacher, and as he's trying to make corrective changes, and he has quite fairly quickly.
It's hard as fuck.
It's hard. And, what I hoped back in the day was that when you both came down for counseling, that I could inspire both of you on some levels to slow down a little bit, to reconsider, or at least reach out when, crap hits the fan. Obviously, the behavior has gotten worse, not better. That means we are deteriorating. You are deteriorating rapidly in your mind. I don't know if you see that or not. And I'm not sure if you're okay with that or not. Left unnoticed and left unaddressed. Kind of like leaving a infection run its course without proper antibiotics. I'm trained to see the wounds that people cannot see, which is not visible. But right now, you have nice skin, and if you were to cut yourself somewhere and you see active purple and active yellow gooey, crawling out and bubbling and sizzling, and you'd be like, okay, well, Jenna, let's go to CVS and get some Neosporin, and you would address it quickly. Or if you have a UTI, you would address it quickly. You wouldn't let it continue because that really sucks.
Yeah.
But it is on a physical level. When it comes to psychological level of suffering, psychological level of burning, this is how it manifests. The oozing and the infection manifests in risky behavior, impulsive behavior. And tonight's talk is to just bring it up to the surface level so that you are aware that it's oozing, it's blistering, it's,
Yeah.
and people around you are like, oh my God. And they don't know how to address it with you just because they don't know how. Just your responses leave people speechless. It leaves people speechless. I'm not sure what's happening and what's going on in your mind. Apparently, the suspension of the license, the headache, I think you've forgotten about all of that. And we humans simply forget. And some things we should really bring it back to memory to relive it again. The painstaking of, had it not been for her, I don't know how you would have gotten to work. That would have been pain in the ass. Or Uber all day, every day.
Or have to deal with Ma.
Okay.
If there is some level of gratefulness, that should be in return of safety for the girl. If the girl done something for you and you appreciated it, the conversation should be, I appreciate what you've done for me. And as long as we're together, I will keep you safe. With that, is that too much to ask for?
No.
In Buddhism, that's called sila, the gift of safety. Don't kill, don't lie, don't cheat, intoxicating substance, and sexual misconduct. What does that mean, the gift of safety? And this is something important for all of you to know, is that when you're in love, which I assume that you are, you tell each other, yeah, well, I have fantasies about other people, but I promise you, I will never act on it. That means cheating. Okay, act on it. I love you. Sometimes you make me really angry, and I really, really want to hit you, but I promise you, I will never lay my hands on you. These are gifts of safety. These are examples of gifts of safety. And again, for all things that she's done for you, whatever you've done for each other, equally, reciprocity of equal weight, lesser or greater. I think that you guys should really talk more, really be true, cry to each other, lean on each other, and express that truthfully and honestly. I think everyone's running away from their pain. I think everyone's trying to numb themselves or pretend like you guys don't exist. I can't fathom what's going on, with three of you all are beautiful, intelligent, young human beings putting each other at risk. I can't fathom, I can't imagine 3 caskets in one room. There's not enough monks to chant 3 caskets at the same time. And to stand over you, looking on the ground, like I do with Jacob Hall and my grandmother, I'll never achieve enlightenment then. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to wrap that around my head, and I just hopefully somebody go home tonight and just think about it real deep, real hard about what's happening here in this particular group. Sam has been making great effort in self-transformation and change. You ask Sam, how well is this working out for you? Are you at peace? Are you happy with yourself? Are you making better choices? And Sam will tell you, honestly, without my presence, in my absence. And each one of you need to ask yourself, how well is things working out for you? If you like flying down 100-something miles, have at it. That becomes a matter of Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, not me. I'm just this monk that chills over here and wait for the next phone call. That's it, like I always do. Every month I get a phone call. Any questions so far from anybody?
I wouldn't. Yeah.
No.
Anything anyone like to address directly?
I have
Everything has been done indirectly.
I have one thing and
Well-
it hasn't. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was a little confused. I walked into the middle of this. Like, where did this all come from? Like, did someone
My
express some
lack
concern?
of giving of sleep
But where did that come up? Like,
because of the way I've been driving. the way
Okay,
I've been
here's
handling
what's
my
going on.
situations.
But did Sam like express a concern about it?
Yes. Here's what's going on. 3 things cannot be hidden: the moon, the sun, and the truth. Especially if it's done in a setting of a group. No matter what you do or what you do or what you do, somebody's going to have something to say about it. Or you post some shit online. Somewhere down the line, it gets to somebody's ears, simply put. Unless you want to be 007 and wear all black with a ski mask and go out and do what you do, and then no one knows about it. Don't talk about it. Don't leave no fingerprints. Don't leave no DNA behind. Then no one knows about it, right? This is a good caring group, and this is intervention. He was introduced to me by him. He had got my phone number, and somewhere down the line, he's like, "Teaching's great, blah blah blah." He's been spending more time with me, so whatever's unfolding, the teacher needs to know about it. What's happening in your life? What's going on? I need to know. I am not a fortune teller. Did not go to school for fortune telling. Did not graduate school of fortune telling. I have to ask questions to gather data to figure it out. Help them see the blueprint of their lives. You just so happens to be in it. You're lucky, right? Had you not been in it, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And God, Lord knows when next time PCSO is going to pick you up. I think you might just run from them. And then they got to do
Nah.
spike strips and all this other crap.
I'm never gonna run from a cop.
Bay News 9 reporting live.
Not gonna happen.
That's what I told myself.
You say that now, but then when you're in a bike, you can.
Because then you'll remember what it felt like to have lost your license. Then you'll remember everything back in the past when those red boom white lights come on.
You know, when I was in high school, Ryan and Nick Cannon and Zach, they were riding. All 3 of them were riding together, and I was like a freshman or something, and they were like whatever. They come back from Ybor City. Somebody's riding messed up. They were drunk. Ryan was riding messed up, drunk, according to Zach. Hits the guardrail, decapacitated his head. His head rolled on the ground. They picked up his helmet. His head was in the helmet.
You knew that person?
Yes, I went to school with them.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
You heard it,
No, my good buddy Carter Glass, he witnessed that happen.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like one of the first people to see.
Yes, body parts.
Yeah.
I was at the funeral. Tommy and I were
That's
good friends.
Crazy.
Then Tommy lost his leg during the motorcycle accident and still riding on a fake leg. My point is that if all 3 of us are riding on a motorcycle, guess who's more concerned for the others? Because somebody doesn't have themselves in check. There is no gift of safety. There is no sense of safety. Therefore, you ride in anxiety. Yeah, we're good and great friends, but we're riding in anxiety about, oh my God, what's he going to do? The next great stupid thing. And here comes the consequences. Those people have to live with that memory for the rest of their life. They will never be at peace. Never be at peace because somebody made a wrong choice of drinking and riding on a motorcycle, hitting one hell of a story.
Yeah.
Like we picked up his helmet and his head was in there, bleeding. I think I remember hearing someone said his eyes were still open or moving for like a couple of seconds or minutes. According to my recollection, may or may not be accurate at this time, at this age, 20-something years later. Then at the funeral, somebody said, we got the text message and he was turning the corner or something like that and never heard from him again. Like, we're talking about traveling together. We're talking about getting motorcycles together. What if all of you travel together? And what if she rides too? Somewhere down the line, if somebody does not address the root cause of the problem, everyone will be riding in anxiety, realizing there is one loose cannon in the group that they all have to watch for. Got to always look back, always look at the mirror and make sure they're not doing something stupid. Because all it takes is one mistake. One. A mistake of a lifetime.
And sometimes it's not even the person that you're worried about that makes a mistake because the other people are worried and looking and not paying attention, and then something happens to them. But you would never know why they crashed because
see
you.
that a lot.
Let's say I was worried about you looking back at you, wasn't paying attention to where I was going. I crashed and died. You would never know why I crashed. You'd say he's ridden bikes for a long time. He's very knowledgeable about them. He used to have his 1,000 was his first bike. Never went down, never crashed, never anything. Why did he crash? You never know.
Somewhere down the line, you owe it to Sam. You owe it to Sam as a good friend, as a caring friend, one that speaks up.
You guys don't owe me anything. You owe it to yourselves. I don't want anything. I never have wanted anything. You don't owe me anything. I don't owe you
I don't
anything.
think he means it in that way.
He
And-
gives a shit about
Yeah.
people. He gives a shit about you. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And obviously, he wants to learn the ways of the teachings of the Buddha so that he doesn't want other people to suffer. And he's watching, it kills him. It probably kills him. He probably lashes out when we're not looking because what he sees in you kills him inside and he doesn't know how to deal with it. And he's fucking he's going to work more. He's going to kill himself in many ways that we don't even know. It's a ripple effect, literally. That's what it's a triangulation. It's a unit. You know what I mean? You guys are a unit. That's why you need to have leadership in a unit and some respect, standard of care, standard of whatever. You gotta this is no way to live. Everyone's waking up with back pains because your life is all over the place. You have no good working philosophy. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in Jesus. You don't believe in Buddha. How do you live your life? How are you happy with yourself? How are you happy with the choices that you're making? How do you love each other? How do you forgive? How do you let go? How? I just want to know how. I don't care about if you believe in God, Jesus, Allah, Vishnu. How do you live your life? That's a question you have to ask yourself. And if we've lost a loved one or if we're dealing with something that is of root cause, how do we deal with it? Get what I'm saying? How? You got to ask yourself, how? How are we going to address this? And when are we going to address this? Or do we just let it just loom there forever? That's not peaceful.
You two remember last time that I was with both of you, Tampa, Channel 5 District, all that. You asked me, because you guys know that actually it was supposed to be today that I had my intervention with my parents that I set up, that they had really no information about. I canceled that. Not because of this, but because if I were to bring them down, no matter his qualifications, what he knows, what he can say, it's not going to work, and I knew it wasn't going to work because of me. I'm not in a position mentally at all to even do that, to try that again. Do I want to save our relationship? Yeah, I've been trying to do it for 21 fucking years. If I were to have done that tonight, it wouldn't have worked for nobody else reasons besides me. Because I cannot control my anger with them. I can. I know. No matter how hard I try, and you see how I control myself with everybody else that I encounter in my life. I can bite my tongue very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, I didn't tell them I'm canceling it because of that reason, because they're not gonna understand. When I left my house last night after I got off work, after working a double 5 days and then a double on Friday, it was probably about this time right now. And my mom, every time I leave the house, my mom says, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" They have absolutely no trust in me. The only way into my house is a garage door opener. How many times I've been locked out of my fucking house. You've seen the locks on the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Isn't it a little late to be going out right now?" I said, "I've been trying to ignore her. Where are you going? What are you doing? Don't be stupid. Don't make dumb decisions. I'll be waiting for a call from either sheriffs or, coroner."
Yeah.
Every time I leave. The reason that I tightened up so much in the past 2 weeks, you know why I have these? I think you do, if you remember. You know why I have these?
No, I think you explained to me. You told me one time, but
I have these because Elijah, Sheena's son, he gave these same beads to the daughter and Sheena. They mean absolutely nothing otherwise. They're just beads. It's just a bracelet. But as a reminder of a certain time, something that happened. And this reminds me every day why I do what I do. He was 19. You know, the only reason he was riding a skateboard to work that day was because he drove his car because his brakes were fucked up. He hit something, whatever. Drove his car into his mom's house. Couldn't drive his car, so that's the reason he was skateboarding to go the Dunkin' on Gulf Bay. We just went into the Dunkin' today. Where's my phone? Here, look, I'll show you something.
At the Dunkin'.
He was riding his skateboard to work, and because the carelessness and lack of mindfulness of the driver, who knows if he was intoxicated on his phone, whatever. That'll be investigated by the proper authorities.
Whoever, yeah.
19.
And that guy
It wasn't even his
live
fault.
with that for the rest of his life.
I live my life in fear of not knowing when I'm going to leave this earth. You know, I've told you the story. When I was 15 on the run, and here's the thing about running from your problems. It's like running from the cops. No matter how intelligent you are, how skillful you are, not even that. The day that I got caught was the same day I was going to turn myself in, because I woke up that morning after hiding in a fucking attic, so stressed and anxious. My whole entire face was purple and black acne. My jawline, my chin, my neck, everything. I was 90 pounds. I hadn't eaten in 9 months. I was so stressed when I woke up. My neck was like this from sleeping. I could not even move my head. This is not joking. This is literal. I could not even move my fucking head. I would get headaches. I would take ibuprofen, Advil, Excedrin. Nothing would cure them because they weren't headaches from tiredness, lack of food. It was stress and anxiety. And I didn't know at first, but I started asking, like, why won't anything help? And then I'd see when I calmed down, it would go away. You can only run for so long. It'll catch up with you. And you know, Alec was the one who got me caught.
Yeah.
The same day I was going to turn myself in. Could I have gone back? I was going for his life. I was going to take his life. And also in that time frame with Lisa, because she was, you know, in the judicial system, she was actually a social worker. Her husband is ex-Air Force. She is ex-service. So she had guns. I had access to all those guns. There was one night I was sitting in her bedroom. Nobody in the house. Had nobody, had no phone, could talk to nobody, could trust nobody. And I was holding her fucking 380 in my fucking hand. Thinking about taking my own fucking life. But I never would. I knew that I never would, kind of like he said, but for different reasons. But also at the same time of holding that 380 in my hand, I was talking to my buddy Andrew the whole time. One of the two people that I was talking to, Andrew and Alec. Andrew's my buddy who I told you about. Bitcoin just cleared 300,000 last year, whatever. And he talked me through it because I knew that I needed help. I knew that I needed to talk to somebody. A couple months later is when my friend Aiden blew his own fucking head off. And you might think, why am I telling you these stories? Because I was about to do it. That was whoever's fucking up there making whatever work for whatever reason, saying, look what this did to you, look what this did to everybody around you. We had crisis teams in my fucking school. The amount of fights that were starting, grudges, bickering. Oh, well, if he's going, I'm not going. If she's going, I'm not going. This ain't fucking about you. If you gave a shit at all about the person who just took their own fucking life, blew their fucking head off, who was tons of friends, athletic, straight A student, nobody fucking knew. You'd think why, you know, great grades, possible scholarships, incredible athlete. Everybody liked him. He was one of the only friends that I had when I was canceled by everybody in middle school because I told on certain people for having weed and thinking I did the right thing and couldn't keep my mouth shut. That's middle school is when I became silent. That's when I became very mindful and became who I'm trying to become again, plus some. And then everyone's, oh, you need to open up, you need to talk more. But the thing they don't tell you, Like he always says, you talk too much, it will come back and bite you in the ass, and it has again and a fucking again. You saw, a couple months ago, I lost fucking everything again. Everything. I'm still working to pay off all my debts, clear all my debts, and all that shit. You know that I broke up with Maddie. You know how bad it was. You were coming around and seeing how we'd interact.
Mm.
You knew that I just got fired from the job. I have been fired from 2 jobs in my life out of everything that I've done. You saw the mental state that I was in. You saw the road that I started going down, the intoxicating substance I was abusing, again, after just being sober for 9 months, completely sober for 9 months. You saw how lost I was. And every time, if you're intelligent enough to see it and accept it, whoever's up there will send you messages.
Yeah.
Whoever it is you believe in. You have to take those messages and swallow them, and they're not fucking easy to swallow. And because you, me, everybody, we give out what I'd like to believe to be decent advice, but then can't apply it to ourselves. That's why I've stepped away from everybody. That's why I've gone dark. That's why you see my Instagram.
Yeah.
And some of the shit that I had to relive going, because not only did I clear up everybody that I was following, I also went in my DMs. When I went in my DMs, there's a picture that I saw from fucking, like he was just saying about user blah, 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 blah. The amount that I had of that, and this one chick that I forgot even existed on this planet, used to be Cody Hall. Used to be his old girlfriend. She had texted me with a picture saying, "What's going on?" And it was a picture of my face on a paper saying, "Runaway child." When I wasn't even a runaway child. Got back into school, I was famous. Everybody knew me, everybody came up to me. But then I also had the other side. He deserves everything he's getting. He sucks, he's this, he's that. With people that didn't even fucking know me, didn't even probably know what I looked like until they saw my poster. I started telling people I wasn't Sam. Like, genuinely. People come up to me, "Oh, you ran from the cops, this, that, yeah, that's so cool." It's like, because they don't know what that entails. They don't know what shit I had to deal with. PI's knocking on the door. No caller ID calling my phone. Can't trust anybody. Constantly looking over your shoulder. Jumping out of fucking windows higher than the height we are now. Destroying other people's lives when they're willingly doing it. You know, they don't care. They want to help you. But I couldn't live with that.
Mm.
And if they were to get caught up legally with something, that's why when I got detained, they detained me in a public bathroom because I knew I could feel something was coming. Because that night before, the only reason I didn't get caught that night was because of how in tune I am with automotives, and I heard the fucking cops' brakes. Because I was sitting out back like we are now, talking with the 2 people that were helping me, and I heard their brakes. And I said, "There's cops here right now. I need somewhere to go right fucking now." They looked at me like I was fucking Medusa. I said, "No, there's not." I said, "There's cops here right fucking now. I need somewhere to go," and I hid in the attic. Mind you, they also didn't move the chair or put the access panel back on. So I crawled back, and by the way, I'm sick as fuck right now, stress and anxiety sickness. There's nothing you can do about it. You can heal it. Crawling back on drywall. This is how little I weigh. I'm crawling on the drywall, not on the studs. And there's cops, probably 5-6 cops. Flooded in. I told them, let them in. Do not fight them. Let them look at every room. If you try and deny them or go against them, they're going to know that I'm here. Let them do their process. And that's what he was just saying about how our intelligence can either help us or lead us fucking down the path of terrorism. Because how can a 15-year-old hide from cops for 9 months? They were so mad that one day, they were about to bring canines out on me. I was a runaway. Bringing canine units out on a runaway?
Pissed them off real good.
You know, and I used to hate my past. I never wanted to think about it. I wanted to forget it, put it in a box, fucking throw it in a lake. But all it is fucking motivators and reminders. And you ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Who the fuck am I? Like, I'm better than this. I'm smarter than this. Because deep down, everybody knows their own potential and knows their own intelligence.
Yeah.
And I was helping so many other people in order to get simple pleasure in the moment to make myself feel better, helping everybody else, giving everybody else advice, so that I didn't have to focus on my own shit. Because that's the hardest fucking thing to do. And you know that I like challenges. I told you when I was thinking about enlisting in Bud's training.
Yep.
Before I met him.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Bud's training. They break you the fuck down. I wanted that. I was hungry for that. Because I was like,
You didn't see
you ain't
any
gonna
other
break
option.
me. With what I've been through, you ain't gonna break me. I ain't gonna quit. You know, but again, the whole point is you can only run for so fucking long. And you can only help everybody else. You're giving your time away for free and your help that should be given to yourself. As much as you work, would you go up to a fucking homeless person and say, here's everything that I have that I've made my whole entire life. Here's, take it. How would you feel then? Maybe good in the moment.
Pretty good, yeah.
And then you're broke and have nothing. Can't make your payments, can't make your bills,
Yeah.
can't go and eat. How many times a week that I worry about food, eating? You've seen my fridge, you've seen my house.
Yeah.
You know how many times a week I worry about eating. And I don't ask for help. I figure it the fuck out. And sometimes it hurts me more than it helps me because I'll put myself more in debt. So, and I mean, the list goes on and on. But
What do you guys see special in this guy named Sam sitting here? What makes him so unique out of all the friends that you guys have? Who is he? What does he do? Why is he hold?
Wild. He does everything and all.
I feel like you're very mindful about how you feel and like your mental state and what you're going through. And I think that you're really trying to do what's best for yourself.
now,
Now,
21
yeah.
years later,
Yeah, but it's better now than never, you know. And I think it's good that you're like doing something about it now and not letting it get worse and get to you more.
the reason also not only this and everything else, I had a nightmare for the first time. We just talked about it 2-3 nights ago. I had a nightmare, an insane fucking nightmare. I have it written down in my notes. As soon as I woke up, that's the first thing I did was jot it down in my notes. Chaotic as fuck.
Mm.
And with people that I've been in contact with in my real fucking life. And that's very not normal for my dreams. I've had dreams where I'm running for my life. And that dream the other night was also because I've been, since in the past 2 weeks, and I told you this the other night, what demons they call Mara and Polly, the amount of Mara that has been sent to me to test me and see if I would go back, see if I'll quit, see if I'll just become another fucking demon again in my dreams, in my everyday life. But if you're not mindful enough to notice these, they will prevail.
Yeah, they'll keep you on the floor for as long as
And the
you
amount of
let them.
changes that I've had to make, which has been so fucking hard. So fucking hard.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Because you went from one extreme to another. Like that.
But I like challenges. And fixing yourself is the hardest challenge you're ever going to do in your whole entire fucking life, and you cannot help anybody else until you fix your fucking self.
Yeah.
The amount that I've given with nothing, looking for nothing in return ever, because of the people that I've encountered. And sometimes I look back in my life and I said, why did I surround myself with certain people I did? Why did this happen to me? And it's because I needed to be around it because of my intelligence to then in this point in my life look back and know and see it was lessons, visions. See, okay, you could be this or you could be this. Because I've been around some real fucking low people in my life. who didn't give a fuck about their life. I've been around people that have told me are ready to die or go to jail for the rest of their life. They don't give a fuck. And guess what? One of those people now has a girl, a kid, and now is fucking straightened the fuck out, which I thought he could never fucking change. He was one of the people that, and the two brothers that I told you about. He is the oldest brother. He would get in fights every single night. You know, alcoholic, raging fucking alcoholic, constantly fighting. Had literally done drive-bys, sitting in the trunk of fucking cars with his girl, one of his exes driving. Pop open the trunk, shot up a house, still never got caught. All right. Did not give a single fuck about his own life. And now he doesn't drink. He just doesn't really smoke. He fucking works all the time now because now he has a kid and a girl. Now he has people depending on him.
He has a purpose.
But he realizes that because he can still have all that and still be the person that he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was also my mentor at Steve's. Taught me everything I knew in butchering. So even though he was a bad person, because people like us, no matter how bad of a person you are, no matter how bad of shit that you've done, we can see through that shit and see your potential and that's what makes shit hurt so bad. You know, one of my best friends that I've had since I've lived in Florida, I haven't talked to in I don't know how long. I literally called his dad, his sister, his
Get some
fucking
water
mom
for people.
because I thought he was dead. And honestly, that would have been a better fucking situation because I went to his fucking house in Clearwater because he wouldn't answer me. I called his sister and he was like, "Is Gabe fucking still alive?" I think you've met Gabe. Real angsty kid, like a little bit taller than me now, really long hair, just dark fucking vibes all in general. Look, I have a picture. Oh, no, I don't have a picture. I unfollowed everybody. But he's been my friend since I've lived in fucking Florida. He's looked up to me like a brother.
Oh, Gabe is it?
He had the red Miata.
No.
If I had a picture, we don't have any pictures together or anything, but he's in my friend. Good, bad, arguments, whatever.
Yeah.
I've lived in Florida now for probably about 11 years. That's the longest friend I've had in my whole entire fucking life.
Yeah, 11 years is a long
And I had to
time.
walk away from him. Kind of like I just had to separate myself from you.
Yeah.
For however long, a week it's been, 2 weeks maybe, I don't know. I haven't talked to him since the last time that I went to his fucking house because I thought he was dead. I couldn't get in contact with him. His dad wouldn't answer me. His mom wouldn't answer me. His sister finally picked up. I said, "Is Gabe good? Like, what's going on with him? He's not responding to me. It's not like him." Yeah, no, he's fine. I just talked to him the other day. Like, you know, he's at my dad's. Like, just go and see him if you want. Okay. He opens the door. And it was like the fucking Grim Reaper opened the door.
Mm.
And now this is a kid that I know very fucking well.
Banana?
And he opened the fucking door. And it was like there was a body, but there was nothing there.
Yep, I know how it is.
I said, "What's going on, bro?" Nothing. You want to talk? Not really. I've been trying to call you, contact you, text you, everything, social media for the past, you know. And now, mind you, he had gone on a trip with his family. And we were hanging out pretty, you know, a lot. You know, this is before me and Maddie had moved out. So he had been coming over to Maddie's parents' house, hanging out. He just got his Miata, you know, had a job, was doing pretty good. Goes on this trip, comes back, and this, you know, and it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, and didn't want to talk to me, did come out and talk to me, and I was like, I just told him because I've always known with the people that I've helped in my life and people that have come to me for help, and you can only do so much. And you have to be intelligent enough to know when to stop.
You can bring a horse to the water, you can't force him to.
And I said, "Look, I know you don't want to talk to me. You literally just told me you don't want to talk to me. But if you need anything, I'm here. You need to talk to somebody, anything." And I just started thinking about Gabe again the other day. And he was like, "Oh well, you know, why didn't you text me or call me?" Not even as vibrant as I just did. You know, like I said, it was like there was a body, but there was a fucking hollow body. Nothing.
It's just a show.
I said, I have called you. I have texted you on every single platform. On phone, I've called you multiple times. I called. I was so worried about you. I called your dad, your mom, and your fucking sister. Your sister was the only one that picked up. That's why I'm here right now. And left it at that. I haven't seen him since. Heard from him, anything. Hasn't posted on Instagram. Nothing. This has been my best friend since I was fucking lived in Florida. I'd be stupid as shit climbing in trees, jumping out. First day he met me, he climbed right up in that tree, followed right behind me. Looked at me like his fucking older brother. We used to do everything together. Me and him would be together every fucking day. I was at his house more than I was at my house. We'd go on the boat together, me, him, and his sister. Yeah, and it's like, what the fuck happened? It's like, because I know his life, I know his parents, which has not been a great situation, but he's always done pretty well. But the thing is that he's hid everything. He's kept everything down. He's surrounded himself with bad people. The only thing that I can hypothesize happened is that all of the demons that were in his head got to him. They won. And I also knew somebody else. The same trio. Me, Michael, the kid that I sent you to that I was buying weed from.
Yeah.
Me, Michael, Gabe, and Ben. We're all friends. Same thing happened to Ben. Except he wasn't even as concealed about it. He'll answer your calls. He'll open the door. He seems fine. But he won't ever do anything. Hadn't since the day he jumped out of my tree, broke a stick off. Stick went into his fucking leg. And we said, Ben, you good? You coming back up? Guys, my hand's in my leg. What? He's like, my hand is halfway in my leg. So we go down and go to the hospital. And I think whatever the pain meds or whatever happened to be on bed rest, or the mix of the both. Ever since that day, he's self-isolated completely. But like I said, we'll answer your calls. Like, and there's so many different levels of shit, and it's just like, I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of having to go to funerals where my friends kill themselves. Having to go to funerals where, and by the way, this was so publicized, I didn't even know about it. Eric knew about it. He said, you didn't see all the posts and everything else and this and that. He's like, how'd you find out then? Because one day I was going to work. I had a weird feeling. I was like, just check up on, some people, still trying to help more people, other people more than myself. And I was like, call Sheena. Because last time I talked to her, she wanted to sell her kids to the fucking circus. Was so mad at them.
I remember that. I remember that talk at the table.
Yep. Remember that?
Yep. I remember that. I remember her.
So I was like, I
about
haven't
him
talked to her in a
driving
while.
the garage.
Let me give her a call. Some weird little tick said, call Sheena. I could have called anybody in my contact list. I called her. She picked up. I could tell in her voice as soon as she picked up. She said, "Hey."
Yeah.
I said, what's up? You busy right now, or you want to chat for a second? Yeah, I'm a little busy. Like, I could
You
tell
could
she's
hear
about
the
to fucking
pain.
lose it.
Yeah, you could hear the pain.
I instantly said, what's wrong? My son was just taken from me last night. And that's how I found out. And the amount of people that showed up at the celebration of life, the amount of people that posted about it, the amount of people that he knew that I didn't even know because I didn't really know him. I knew his mom.
Yeah.
I put him on the job because he went and helped out one night at the Hyatt too. I don't know if I ever told you that. He went and helped out one night too. And
oh yeah, that one night that I didn't go.
And he earned my respect for life because the only two people that came out of my whole entire contact list were you and him. Because his mom, Sheena, texted me, hey, you got any work you can put him on? I said, yeah, I got a bunch of jobs right now. I got one that'll pay him actually pretty good, and it's really not that hard to work.
Yeah.
Gave him the option. He didn't have to take it. He did. And I only saw his face one time. And the amount of impact he had on the world and all the people that he knew and the fact that Eric knew, everybody around me knew. I went to fucking Pawn Max one night to sell some shit so I could eat. The fucking workers knew him.
Yeah. He had some impact.
Well,
So everything's just wake-up calls, whether you want to take them or not.
I think you all can look forward to Sam changing. He's in the process of changing, transforming, growing, developing, progressing, and evolving. I think through time, if you guys observe Sam closely enough, you will be inspired by that. And slowly you too will evolve. We change we change other people buying through our own change. We inspire others buying through our own change. If you're working less now, and if the opportunity opens up Sundays for you guys, it's a good time in your life. It's the best time in your life to adopt a new way of living. That would be my Sunday service, 9 a.m. every Sunday. Tomorrow.
Today.
Today.
Oh, tomorrow.
No,
Oh,
tomorrow.
it's actually not
It's
even that
10:30.
late. That's
Yeah.
crazy. First day off in a long time, but I didn't do anything.
Right. I feel that.
Sam gets a kick out of it. Everyone gets a kick out of it. Miss Jenna, you've been talking about it forever and never show up. You've been missing out on life, and then when you call me this week about that anxiety, who do you blame? You can't. Who do you blame, right? For not using the best available science available.
Yeah, I gave you all the tools. Just didn't know how to use them.
2,566 years ago, the Buddha helped people through anxiety without medication. 2,566 years ago, 2 millenniums. One must ask, is Buddhism actually really real? Does it actually really work? Or do they just wear this orange thing and run around and pretend like they're monks, or they're just BS people? So it's tonight, if at all tonight you all are reminded that, in this little circle of friendship, you have a guy that teaches this stuff. And one of your friend named Sam is adopting this way of life. Unless you think Sam is the most dumbest guy and easy to fool. We sit here, we talk, we study right here in this table. He inspires me as much as I inspire him. Then he, quite random, like he's like, let's go meditate. And we sit right over there and meditate at like
3 in the fucking morning.
3 a.m. I have to go get my beanie on. That's how cold it is on some of these days down here. Right over there. And I snap all sorts of pictures. And he's so at peace.
There's more pictures of me than I do of myself.
And yeah, I just hope you guys no amount of words here is gonna change your mind. You're gonna see it unfold. You're gonna see this guy that I just now know for like a month now, And I'm not sure if you're aware, but I think he's quite grateful what I've done for him so far. Because when he comes and sees me tired from work, he comes and sees me, he brings me a happy meal. A happy meal. And I'm like, do I look unhappy to you? For you to buy me a happy meal?
Right back again.
And then just the other day, I guess he got his paycheck or something like that, and he went and got me a watch. Like, I don't need a watch. But, no student has ever gotten me anything. Ever. So he's changing rapidly, fast. He's trying to make a turn quick. With everything that he's dealing with at home and at work, and he could be just the one thing in your life that prompts you, that reminds you to return back to yourself. And as he's struggling to deal with his own stuff, he's dealing with it head on, bravely, courageously, right now. And I'm helping him to do the process. Same recommendation, but he just have determination. What separates him from the rest of the other students in the world is the kid has sheer determination that he is going to win the battle within himself. You have a very intelligent friend that paid very close attention to every word that I say. So I hope that you guys would fix your schedule around and come down more often if you like what you see, if you like the transformation that your friend is displaying, because all of you could benefit from it.
This is what we talking about.
I haven't seen one of these in a long time. This is an older one, yeah.
Brand new.
I mean, like year wise.
Brand new.
Really?
Brand new. Just like this one. That part is.
Nice announcement.
But the reason that I got it for him was because
I like it. The thing is,
this is one thing I've noticed that because you see me buy things, I inspect things very closely. And also, I've never, besides Paul Rich, I've never seen a watch with a face like that. Also, this wasn't even supposed to be in the case that it was in. And if I hadn't have got there at the time I did and pulled that watch, she had just sold the watch out of that case. And then I said, I want to see that one and I want to see that one. And she looked at it, she said, oh. I said, what? She said, this isn't supposed to be in this case. She's like, one of my employees put this in here. And she didn't have to. She could have been like, no, I can't. Sorry, I can't give you that deal.
But she did.
And I truly believe that's because of everything that I've been doing in my life and currently and helping every work that I have. Giving the blinks to the homeless lady on my way home at 4 o'clock in the morning when I can barely even drive straight. Because she's on a bench in fucking very far north county. And it was 58 degrees and dropping, and I sat there and I drove past her. And then I thought, I got my seat warmer on right now. I got my heat on right now. Even though I'm going home to my house that I fucking hate, I have a bed. I'm warm right now. I literally turned around again, parked, and I could have been scared of this lady. It's a homeless person. I have no form of defense. Anything, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and fucking like just outside Hudson. She could just fucking stab me or fucking shoot me or whatever. A lot of people are scared of homeless people because they're so unpredictable. She was sleeping too. I woke her up. And I was like, look, because I'll drag the story on if I talk about it. Give me 1 second. You can talk to them if you want in the meantime.
it's not necessary. Through time, I just these are good.
That last one's a little dry.
That's one thing that I found the other day.
Didn't you send that to me or no?
Maybe.
I think you might have just showed me. But I remember seeing that.
Just leave it. Okay.
Mind you, she just lost her son.
I'm still getting into this religious stuff, Sheena. You're ask him. He's the teacher.
But with what he did and what he told her, strategically watch the change in emotions on her face.
Birth and death in life,
It had been 2 days.
Life is actually every day we're born again and again. Birth of a thought, death of a thought. Birth of a thought, death of a thought. Birth of an emotion, death of an emotion. It's a cycle, and it's a cycle that broke free when someone is gone. And that's why I said that, he's gone and no more suffering exists. Right. And so at the monasteries and among other monks, we will dedicate the sharing of the merits to him so that he takes favorable rebirth wherever he goes. May all of his karma lessons so he doesn't suffer where he's at according to our beliefs. And after all of this passes and things are a little bit better, and if you're interested in Buddhism, I can tell you what we can do about it in honoring their life and what actually happens to the dead. Right. Where do they go and what the living can do in honoring their life according to our tradition. But you can join me in this prayer. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Bhagavata Sattvamangalang Rakkantu Sattva-Devana Sattva-Buddha Vena Salaso
The celebration of life, I asked her if she wanted me to speak, and she said, well, we're more Christian, and I'm trying to keep everybody happy, and Of course, I expected that response. It's a mostly Christian home, and here comes a monk out of nowhere, gonna hold a microphone and speak in a large mass. So I kind of stepped back a little bit. Of course, as soon as she said that, I have no backup robes, darker robes to blend in with the crowd as much as I could. I was all in orange. I was like, great. So I tried to like hide as much as I could there, and then when the service was over, I tried to like run to my car and hide. So I'm actually in the car sitting, and she's looking for me to say thank you. And I reached out to hug her before I left, and she says, "Thank you. You don't know how much all of this means to me, and how much your presence brought peace to me." But I hope that this talk brings peace to all of you, both of you, all of you. That's what Sam wants, is peace. And that's what he's taking every step, every day, from the apps, from everything he's doing. He's trying to reshape mindfulness because I believe that he trusts the teacher and the process. I think, Miss Jenna, I think you just want peace also from the anxiety, because I dealt with that. I dealt with bipolar, depression, anxiety for 10 years, age 15 all the way to 25. That's one hell of a 10-year. That's a decade. Torment of the mind. So, sorry, that's Eric.
You remember this?
Yeah. And you went to Harry's, or
When I was helping them move.
yeah. I almost said Harry's house, but
And that night, me and Tony got into it. Again, I didn't want to leave. Like the last night that me and you were there. And I had the van, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do with this.
yeah.
So I was like, shit, I'll just go back to the Tampa house. Because I didn't want to take it. I was protecting my own ass.
Yeah, because you don't want to be left responsible.
If
with that.
Tony or well, it wasn't Tony's, but I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was Tony's. So if he were to get pissed at me, hey, Sam Wild stole my van.
Yeah, you're fucked, and you can't do anything about that.
So
Because it's in
that's
your
why.
possession.
And by the way, I drove back there. If you look at the timestamp on this,
Oh, I know the times, man.
it was 7. I got back there at 6. I texted Harry like, "Hey, look, I'm in the front yard. I'm sleeping in the van. Gonna sleep for like an hour, 45 minutes, because I knew she was going to school soon." And she was like, I woke up and I'm hovering in between. Like, if this is one seat, that's the other. This is the pit here. And the fucking I took the blanket. There was a blanket in there stuffed under the
Stuffed
fucking
it in there.
seatbelt, so it wasn't jabbing me. And literally just passed the fuck out. Woke back up. She's like, "Hey, if you want, just go and sleep in my bed." On it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Again, helping people to the point where I'm so mentally and physically drained that I don't have to worry about my own shit.
That's your
Even with you
escape.
saw how Tony,
Yeah, I know.
because I wasn't doing it for him,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Constantly ask yourself, what's the point? Why am I doing this? I could have walked away. And one thing that I've noticed about you is that you used to hold a lot of anger, and you've hidden it from me very well until the other night, and you were there too. If you remember what I'm talking about. I could have just got out of the car and walked home, never talked to you again. What's the point? When Alec hit me up for an intoxicating substance at 3 a.m. in the morning, with everything that he's done to me. And by the way, somebody told him about that, and he texted me saying, like, when I was cutting everyone, the day that I was cutting everybody off, everyone thought I was fucking playing. And he texted me, "You just couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you?" And he can't remember what he did to me and what actions I had to go through, what consequences I had to go through.
You forgot about it.
Detaining, cycle ward, group home. So I could have just been his supplier. I could have just helped him kill himself faster. What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
How am I going to live with myself?
Yeah.
And he texted me, "You just couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you?" And unadded me. Because the thing is that there's certain people you try and help, and you like he says, throw lightning bolts at them, and then they realize, oh man, he really, he's gonna be blunt with me and tell me what I need to hear. He don't like that. He'd rather hang around with everybody that's fucking fake. He'd rather fly with the pigeons than fly with the fucking eagles. He's going down the path too that I know he's going down. He's fucking partying, drinking.
Yeah.
His
I
roommate
see
just
it.
got caught up in the fucking illegal shit he was doing, so now he's paying for the apartment himself.
He's going
He
down
takes little bits and pieces from each person he comes in contact with
and makes it his
and
own.
tries to make it his identity. Because he wants people to like him. He wants people to hang out with him. He wants
to fit in. He wants
You
to
know?
be that person that everyone's like, oh, Alec.
and I could have
Oh,
been
Alec.
I could have been like, oh man, he fucking on at me, he's all pissed at me. You're not hurting me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Figure it the fuck out. I tried to help you. You didn't want to try to take the help. So figure it the fuck out because I know the path you're going down. I see the road that you're fucking going down. And it's leading into a fucking concrete, steel reinforced fucking wall that you're going to hit so fucking hard that either it's going to break you or it's going to make you. And I have a leaning idea of which one it's going to be.
Mm.
Same with his brother Nick.
Nick's going down until.
No, his older brother Nick, because I told Nick first about it. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
Alex, like, fuck's going on with Alex, bro?
Yeah.
And he knows, he sees it too. He don't like anybody he hangs around with. So, and like, we're both just kind of standing back and watching. It's like, okay, well, do your thing. You're not hurting anybody else but yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I like to direct my attention now to Miss Jenna about the text message that you sent about getting more involved into my programs. What do you mean by that?
How I used to be. How I used to be more involved with it and come help you with the blissful beginnings. I really enjoyed that. Meeting everyone, learning everything that you have to teach. As well as participating in meditation sessions.
Mm.
Because that did help a lot.
Mm. Your CBT, you said you finished the book?
I didn't finish the whole thing. I've been working on it.
Mm. And you can be there tomorrow, 9 a.m.?
I have an appointment at 8 a.m.
Mm.
I'm not sure how long it's going to go until.
Okay, well, I think you know what is expected of you, right? Just like the rest of the other students here. And I think that everyone sitting at this table understands that if you take unfoolish actions, it reflects on me too. So I don't want to hold you guys up because it's 11 and you guys would rather enjoy your Saturday and Sunday the way that you want to enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. I think tonight is productive and necessary for everyone that is involved. And give it some time to figure it out within you. But, just keep an eye on Sam and watch his transformation.
And I'll never not answer your calls, as you see. I may be a little bit shorter with you, but think about why.
Yeah.
I was hoping that stepping away, you'd start thinking, why is Sam no longer coming out of my house every single night? Why is he not calling me every single day?
Mm.
I was hoping it would give you some realizations.
My realization from that was that you get more out of Angel than me. So yeah, basically, like, that's the thing. You were hungry to learn, and I had nothing to offer you teaching wise. And when you met Angel, you realized, holy shit, I can learn a lot from him. So that was my realization of why you stepped away.
And I'll tell you what I was hoping would happen is that you would see the change that happened in me because I saw it because I was in a dark place when we first started hanging out a lot. And then I saw it and it flipped. Because I can see through you. You can be silent. Silence speaks 1,000 fucking words. Silence speaks more words than when you're fucking yapping.
Yeah.
That's why. Because did you know that she texted me the day that I came over and had to talk with you and your mom? And you know that I was talking with your mom before you even got there?
Yeah.
She was like, no, I think, and because you know you're his girlfriend, so you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But as his friend, I wasn't gonna take no for an answer. I think you could tell that. I knew that I couldn't help you anymore. I was hoping that you'd realize that me stepping away and seeing how I changed, it would spark your curiosity and see how quickly I changed. Because I can say, you know, all these things about what I've done, what I've been able to do about Angel. Words are hollow without actions.
Very true.
So you see how quickly I've excelled in my work, and I've been there for 2.5 months. When I had to go over with him and Eric to be there for Sheena, I got my shift covered. I was supposed to be there in 45 minutes. That's unheard of in a workplace. Yeah. Think like, okay, well, how is he able to do that? Because everything that I do at work, it's giving more, taking less, helping everybody out that I can. Helping that kid that thought that I stole his tip money, we're best friends now. Because guess what? I saved his ass the other day because one of our managers came up to me and said, hey, can you tell me how Alex is doing on pre-busing? I knew her intentions weren't pure. And I knew he also just told me and was so happy about getting this new car that I knew he didn't buy outright. I know he's got a loan on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got payments he's got to make. Young kid, 19. And even with him, he literally pretended like I didn't fucking exist for probably a month. Again, like I said with Alex, I could have pretended like, you know, it's like, well, you want to act like I don't exist, I can just fuck you. And, you know, she could have, you know, that could have been grounds of him getting fired. And I told him, I was like, look, I just want to let you know, there's eyes on you.
He just got pulled over.
I went up to him very privately. I was like, look, don't look around, don't do anything. There's eyes on you. Your main focus is pre-busing. Once I leave, I don't give a fuck what you do. But just know there's eyes on you. He literally came up to me at the end of the shift, gave me $20. Same person that thought I stole his tip money off the fucking table.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say good morning to me. He didn't even acknowledge my existence. And I was like, you know what, fine. Like, you've heard the talks that I told your mom about.
Yeah.
You know, also, with what he told you about that, your mom knows this, but you don't know this. Because I was asking your mom one day, like, you know, do you have any pictures of his dad's old chain? Like, do you know exactly what type of link it was? I think it was a Figaro link, but I can't remember.
Of the one I had?
Mm-hmm. That you got ripped off your neck.
Yeah. Wheat braid.
What I did for him, out of appreciation, I wanted to do for you, but I didn't have the money to go and buy a chain like that.
I didn't either.
And I know you never knew this. And your mom was like, why are you so fixated on this chain? And I told her. She wouldn't let me do it. So because you knew what I was going through at the time that we started hanging out every day. You saw how I was overusing certain things. There's also a reason why I didn't give you all my smoking shit too, and I gave it to Harry.
Yeah.
Because you don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Harry's just getting into it, doesn't really do it, so, and I knew she'd appreciate it. I knew you'd appreciate it too, but why am I going to pass that on to you when I'm trying to stop it?
Yeah.
Smoking doesn't do anything for you. Smoking didn't do anything for me. Everything that I did didn't do anything for me. Your anger does not serve you well.
Nope. I definitely agree with that.
And if you guys really heed his advice, not only will it help you fix yourself, but it'll help every aspect in your entire life for the rest of your life. Work, relationships, parents, any fucking thing.
You don't learn this forever. My program is quite fast and quick because I'm not here forever. I have so much competing priorities that I have to go through. A student can technically go through something like this within like anywhere from 4 to 6 months and learn the necessary skills to deal with life for the remaining balance of your life as the next great son, husband, boyfriend, sister, brother. That's it. My goal for young people is life sucks right now. All right, why teach how to deal with life when it sucks? And then use that for the rest of your life through your adult years. Simply. You want more thorns, you want more roses. More thorns and less roses. And if you think that you can handle it on your own, which is that little lawyer in your head, right? Tells you, nah, I got this. Watch, I'm going to manage this on myself. And then you suffer physically and mentally. Well, your lawyer has led you astray. The lawyer in your head that did not go to law school,
You
did
got
not
a public
graduate.
defender when you could have a qualified lawyer.
So, public pretender. Okay. So therefore, that's it. And I have eight months to prepare teachings for this Vietnam trip. I have 84,000 teachings, and I have to like hand select which one is the most important that they're gonna get. The ones that I have never taught before. So I don't have a lot of time left, especially with all of you. And quite frankly, if this Trova trip thing works out, I like to travel every other month. The world is a very big place to discover. I like to visit all 150 countries. We have 50 states. If you think about it, how many months can you spend in one state before you're like 50 years old? Right? Have you ever thought about that? I've always as a young child sat there and was like, we have 50 states. I want to spend 1 year on each state. Well, that's 50 years. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have a lot of time. Just to explore the state. And you don't. If you think about it, 50 states, a year is the least, right? If you think about a year.
To understand like
Holy
the
cow.
life or the living of that state or that country. Yeah, you need a minimum of a year.
So therefore, I hope that this Trova trip thing is working out. And I want you guys to travel with me. Yeah, we'll do the states and we'll do international. We need to be able to jump back and forth and live life well, age gracefully.
And guess what? I'm doing everything in my fucking power, including stressing myself out a little bit too much about the money that it's going to take to get there. Ask yourselves why.
Because you know,
I can save up a little bit of money and go back to Colorado like I wanted to for the past 11 years. It's not even for the better cause. It's deeper than that.
You know, I will credit this. When I broke up with her, my dad said, "You're losing your mind. You need to leave now to Vietnam. Now, pack your shit. You're going." Like a week later, I'm gone. He says, "You will remain here until you find yourself, and I will send you every single penny you want." I spent 8 months there. You know, I partied and I tried to date, but somewhere down the line, I just started veering towards these monasteries for some odd reason. And I gravitated towards a teacher that never gave up. And I was so lost. I was so lost. I was you. Sat there and just listened, but I just lost. Just have no idea what he's talking about. No idea what he wants me to do. But he just kept on caring and just never stopped caring and never stopped teaching. And and somewhere down my life, I realized, I felt at peace there. A bald-headed guy made me feel welcomed. Maybe I should go back to that path and see what it's all about now that I'm a little bit more sober in the mind, more aware, more alert, less all in my emotions. And I did. Now I'm the next bald-headed guy. You know what I mean? And I think that's what he is running through his mind is this $2,500 trip in 1 week would serve as revitalizing. 1 week, 7 days.
From now.
No.
Oh,
Eight-
okay.
8 months from
okay.
now, but it only lasts 7 days.
Shit, I might.
I was
not
like,
come back.
holy fuck.
I might not.
But
come
there's a likely chance where I have a lot of
come back.
job offers over there, and I don't know how they're gonna treat me. So if I like it, I may stay a little longer. And if Sam wants to stay a little longer, then I told him to save up a little bit more so that we, and I mean, we have plan A and B, which we have discussed, which we will not expose that to the public right now, as a matter of national security. but but I think that Sam knows that it will be revitalizing, reinvigorating,
Different fucking world.
re-energizing for him.
Yeah, you've never been out of the country
I've never done anything.
other than here in
I just
Colorado,
know.
right?
I've only been where I've lived. Forcefully. Forcefully. I've worked my whole life away.
Yeah, going to another country, bro, it changes you for sure.
It's experience over materialism. It's one of the greatest experience, because when you get old and slow, listen, that diamond ring you wearing ain't gonna mean nothing. But the fact that you can reflect on all the places you've been in the world, like my dad, he's been to, like, I don't know, like, my God, like 30 countries by now. If you live, the Dalai Lama said, if you live a good life, when you're older, you can relive it again. Let that sit for a moment. If you've lived a good life, when you're older, you can relive it again. Mind you, by that time you have erectile dysfunction and, back replacement surgery or something. And a good life equals a good death. So eventually we're all going to expire. It's just how you're going to expire and how you're going to look like in your little coffin when you expire.
Everybody got a shelf life.
Yeah. And that's what I teach. Simply put, that's what I teach. I teach how to live the good life. Live the good life, damn it. And hopefully the short time that I've had with you all, actually with years with you guys, 2 years, three.
3, yeah.
Oh my God, 3.
3.
It seemed like 3 weeks to me. 3 years. Who are you? Why are you here? Call the police.
What's your name again?
I don't even know.
Hopefully that you guys have seen that I make okay money as an interpreter. I don't make a lot of money. It comes and it goes. There's nothing stable about my job as an interpreter. I am literally at the mercy of karma. That's why I preach give more and take less, because that's all I know how to do. I did it with every single one of you. And look at how karma came back and gave to me. So I'm like, all right, great, wonderful. I got enough to live and enough from some of my programs. I'm my own biggest fan. Because no one out there is my biggest fan. If they would donate. They don't donate. So I end up becoming my own. I'm like my own fan. I literally live in my own little bubble and world of helping people and then just rejoice in my own good deeds and stuff like that. I literally just sit and just zen out. So I mean, hopefully that I have inspired you all by and through my own change. And hopefully when Sam makes these type of moves, and I'm not sure what your intention is, whether you're going to Vietnam or not, but it's a lot to think
I know
about.
You're on the fence about it. But again, I've never been on a vacation, a trip. I just got grateful enough for Maddie's parents getting me and helping me to get a passport. My first American passport.
I can't take you
ever.
seriously with that banana in your hand, and
First
you're
time
pointing
I
it
ever ate a
at. I'm pointing the banana.
First time I ever ate a
Hands up.
But you're on the fence about it. I can't tell you what to do,
I'm done.
but really think like, man, why would Sam want this to be his first trip? Like, what's so special about Vietnam? And it's not even Vietnam. Again, like I said, it's deeper than that. But I'm not going to make it that easy for you. You're going to have to make the decision, and I suggest you make it quick. Because 8 months isn't a long time.
I know that. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now.
And the thing that the main reason that I've stuck with Angel and I've given him so much of my time and backed my actions and words, even when he's gave me some pretty big lightning bolts that I could have taken personally, to like, fuck you, you're an asshole, bye. But I sat and I thought about it for a bit, and I was like, why do you say these things? What am I doing? And you want to know the craziest thing? You know how my car's been misfiring?
Mm-hmm.
You know it has been misfiring for probably about 2 weeks now?
Why? Did you fix it? No?
Karma.
Huh.
I haven't done anything to it. Nothing. It's not that funny.
The amount of laughter that he's brought to my life, I have overdosed on laughter.
The main thing and the reason why I keep doing this is because everybody talks about fucking Everybody's about reincarnation, wanting to be reincarnated. I've always
getting
told
late, I'm
people,
losing
they're
it.
like, why do you work so much? And it's like, you need to sleep, you need to rest. And I always tell people, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead. If I
Eternal
don't
rest.
learn what I learn here, yeah. But here's the thing: you can't get that unless you live this life, unless you live this good life, unless you get that karma, unless you start learning about what I'm actually talking about in the CBTs through his teachings. Rebirth instead of reincarnation, and I don't want to be rebirth, and I want to be reincarnated. When I fucking die, I want to just be in darkness for the rest of my fucking life, and I just want to rest. I don't want to come back to this fucked up planet. I just want it to be dark and peaceful. Koksang MM. Stable, peaceful life. That's why I do this. And that's all I fucking want.
Well,
Or, you could be like him and get a Hellcat and be a trap lord and get arrested and get shanked in jail
Okay.
with a toothbrush
With the toothbrush, yeah.
or a banana.
That someone pulled out of their ass.
Yeah.
enlightenment is not really mysterious. It's not.
No.
It's very accessible and quite
To
fairly
everyone.
quickly.
Yeah, just people
but
can't
that's,
open their mind to it.
no, that's not the thing. It's not that mysterious, which is why people make it so mysterious, because everybody knows if something's easy, probably ain't right.
It's not. Yeah, it's not going to be the
So
best.
people in their minds believe, okay, well, if it's so easy, then why doesn't everybody do it? And if it's so easy, then why is it so hard at the same time? And it's because, like I said, changing yourself is the hardest thing you will ever do in your fucking whole entire life, because of the sacrifices that you have to fucking make.
Yeah.
And the self-discipline and confidence you have to make. Every day when I wake up, I don't listen to music anymore. From the time that I wake up till the time I have to take my AirPod out at work, I listen to motivational talks, psychotherapists, MDs.
It's kind of funny that you bring that up, because when I was younger, probably a couple months after my dad passed, that was about it. I would lock myself in the room and I would just watch motivational videos and I would cry about it. And I would talk to myself about those situations of, why do I feel like this? How can I make myself feel better about it? And for the longest, for about 2 years, I was really good about not letting anything negative get anywhere near me.
But then you
I
get
was
comfortable.
golden about that. And then I got comfortable. And then I just let it slip. And then it just, all right, now I got to bring myself back up.
And while you're changing yourself, you cannot take anything fucking personally. Some of the shit that he said to me, 3 o'clock in the morning here, sitting over that table right there. Like, he's literally said, like, I'm disappointed. And I knew exactly why. Like, because it's like I had been trying, but
You're not really
to my level of intelligence and what I can do and that he knows and that I know.
and what you're capable of.
And it was like a silver bullet to my fucking heart. And it's like, because when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But if you fuck with the teacher will disappear.
Yeah.
And you might not have another shot.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going to be in Vietnam too. So, like, I'll be there too. So it's not just like, a bunch of weird little random people that are also here for counseling. And I'm going to do everything in my power to try and stay longer. And maybe indefinitely, possibly. I don't know, who knows? Because I don't like America. Anybody in their right mind doesn't. So, but that's also scary too, because it's like leaving everything behind.
Where does
Going to a place
stand?
that I can't even understand what people are saying.
Vietnam is still a communist country. They don't really care much unless you make a lot of money. But if you live the middle way, they'll kind of leave you alone.
2 laws.
With 2 laws.
I watched a video about it last night. Some girl
So
was
you're
talking
curious
about it.
Vietnam.
No, it literally, you guys were talking about it, and then just videos started popping up on my phone about Vietnam and
Isn't
girls.
it weird how shit works?
Yeah, right. And she was talking about it. She was like, I came to America because something about the government, you can't speak about the government. and you can't
Yes. So there.
voice your opinion about the leadership.
Yes. So with communist countries, you don't really want to
You just
go
wanna-
that
yeah.
route because
They'll literally
I'm not
kill
I'm
you.
not I'm not going to say that
Yeah.
right now here live on here, but they're just going to blank, 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 and more paragraphs of blanks, and you're not going to win. That's all you need to know. And if you study some of these case studies recently, it's not pretty. But again, live the life and keep to yourself. Pay your taxes just like everybody else. Then they'll leave you alone. You just do you. Don't go over there and just stir up things that just like every other country. Every country's got hierarchies and queens and kings and emperors and whatever's going on with their government. Live your life, chill out, be nice.
If it ain't affecting you, why are you
But
worrying about it?
Actually, if you follow the Buddhist path, you don't get in trouble. You don't get in trouble. The teachings of the Buddha protects you. There is a protective function in its
the
teachings.
giving of protection.
Because one who protects others protects himself. One who protects himself protects others. And again, if you look at the 5 precept, the gift of safety, no one's gonna mess with you. You're a peaceful man, nice, quiet man. When other people talk about you, do you know Dom? Yeah, he's a really nice guy. He keeps to himself. He doesn't mess with anybody. Peaceful man. I like him. Sam. I don't know. He's sketchy. He sells drugs. Better need his bed
Smiles,
every
really
night.
snake eyes.
So, everywhere you go, Vietnam is amazing. You only need like $500 a month to survive. Every
it's
month?
super cheap.
Like live like a king.
That's
You
how
wanna see
Poland was
something
too.
That
It's a
Angel-
55 koron to $1, bro. My meals for the day were
Oh,
$3.
you think that's
BB.
You think that's cheap? You want to see my motivation that I look at every
IG.
day in order to be, because you know how bad I am at saving. Angel gave me this the other day.
100,000.
Look at it, touch it, feel it.
It's like Canadian
Waterproof.
money.
Yeah,
Can't break it.
that's
Oh,
fine.
hey, whoa, easy.
That,
Can't break it.
he's quite attached to that bill.
It's my motivation.
I remember-
It's
I remember-
my motivation.
I remember in Poland they changed their currency to that as well.
Sorry,
The same, not that
Australia
currency,
too.
but-
Australia too has got
they
that
all
system.
they all recycle their plastics into money,
Yeah.
which I think is great. But at the same time, it's like it's all just gonna get recycled, and it's all just gonna cycle through the world, and it takes that much longer for that to deteriorate.
Everybody's gonna die. The world's gonna explode again at some point.
Then burn it.
Oh yeah, even if like everyone on this planet were to try to save the Earth at the same exact time, it would do nothing. Why? Because Mother Nature destroys herself, guaranteed every time.
Well, it's not even that. It's me, my, and I, and humans are destroying the Earth. And
Not
destroying
even-
natural
even-
balances.
Sam, even if everyone every 8 billion people on this Earth somehow got collectively together and decided let's save the planet, it would not. Earthquakes would still happen, volcanoes would still happen, meteors would still happen, acid rain would still happen. It's all just guaranteed no matter what you do. That's why you have to live your life the best way you possibly can,
And here's the
because
thing,
no
though,
matter
is,
what, it's gonna end.
Okay, but listen here. Here's the thing. Like he said about us buying ourselves time, if everybody were to live the middle way, it would buy the Earth more time.
I don't think
Well,
so.
either way, you know how much this is in USD?
Yeah, it's like $1. Couple
No.
dollars.
This
100,000.
100,000 is like probably $40-something. You know how much
Either
it
way.
costs to run a 4-star hotel for a day over there? $14.
Yeah.
I might not come back. Have you seen the? Oh no, I'm not gonna say that.
I mean, I've experienced it going to Poland and giving $20 to a person, and I've never seen somebody so happy to receive $20 because I just paid the
For the
rest of their
college.
car loan, college, school, like half the shit. I remember I literally got to a point where I was handing $100 bills out to people.
And here's the thing: if I wasn't,
I remember like this old grandma. She was literally killing a turkey.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I was like,
eating,
is this all your food? And obviously she didn't speak English, so I asked Chris. I was like, ask her if this is all, like, the only food she has in her square? And she said yes. So I gave her like $300.
Chris is probably like, hey man, this idiot for some reason wants to know like how much food you have.
Yeah, I'm sure he said some shit.
But
She looked at me like, what?
And, here's
And then
the
I
other-
opened my wallet, I gave her $300 US, and she was like, what? Just sitting there like, I was like, all right, have a good day. Walked away.
here's
And
the
then I
other-
found some dog.
the other thing is too is that if I didn't have the opportunity to go with Angel, I wouldn't go to Vietnam because of his knowledge and he's lived there.
Yeah,
Think about how we treat tourists here. We take advantage of them. We will rob them fucking blind.
oh yeah.
We will literally rob them. It will not be a good experience. If I wasn't able to go with Angel, I would not go at all.
Same thing with me in Poland. I would never go to Poland if it wasn't for Chris's dad.
He's Polish.
Yeah, he's Polish. His dad's Polish, his mom's Czech. So
Czech
Whoa.
Republic.
yeah. Which is like
Whoa.
kind of
two crazy
Yeah.
ass people.
yeah.
And then
Like
if there was an Albanian in that mix, oh god.
nah, dude, I'm sorry.
And, like,
but
a
I
Cuban-
cannot with Albanians, bro. Those are the people that I consider scum.
Guess what? I've had an Albanian friend. And guess
This
what?
call
He
may be
tried to kill
recorded
himself.
and monitored for quality assurance.
Did you know that? My buddy Andrew is Albanian. His mom's in jail, his dad's in jail,
Oh,
and he flipped his truck. The Morton plant just past Clearwater. His truck was so twisted, I didn't know it was him. I had to call the hospital. I called the hospital that was in the report because it didn't leave a name. First thing he says, hey bro, is anything in my truck salvageable? And then tells me, yeah, I got a lacerated this, I got a broken this, like I got this, and then proceeds to tell me, yeah, I was on a mission to kill myself. He would have been dead if he didn't crash in front of that fucking hospital. And there was nurses and doctors and fucking RNs leaving that night that saw the crash happen. He went off the road, blackout drunk, off the road, hit an embankment, launched, hit a fucking telephone pole, truck was upside down. You could literally see the fucking blocks that the rescues put under the bed, everything else. And you know what the first thing he asked me was this? Hey, is
Is
anything
this
on my truck
salvageable?
salvageable?
Yeah.
And then told me I was on a mission to kill myself.
Hmm.
Because his dad's in jail and his mom's in jail. And his grandparents he had a terrible relationship with.
Sad.
Hmm.
Sad. I still haven't met a good Albanian.
I still have a banana that I almost dropped. Never eaten a banana before. I ate a fucking mango last night. He was dying laughing watching me eat a fucking mango.
oh my God.
But that like I don't know. I can't say like I don't like Albanians. I just don't like the ones that I've met.
Yeah, it's kind of like me in
That's the way I
Cambodia.
should put it, because I'm sure there's a billion Albanians out there
There's always
that are
good people
fucking
everywhere.
godful people. You know what I mean? But I just
Well, you-
people that I've personally met.
Law of attraction, buddy. Law
If
of
I ever
attraction.
went back to Italy and I somehow come across that person wearing my chain, my father's chain.
What happened?
I
You
don't
lost.
care.
Someone stole it.
Yeah, so I went to a bar. It's kind of crazy. Like, in a way, I wish I would have stayed at the hotel, because that was my intention. Was I had a long ass day, walked probably like 20-30 miles all day in the heat, dry ass air, tired as fuck. Get back to the hotel. Chris is all fired up. He wants to go to the club. I'm like, hey man, I'm literally in my underwear in bed. I'm like, lights are coming off, you know. And he's like, man, like, not gonna lie, I kind of need you. And I was like, the fuck, you're going to a club. Like, why is this an issue? You can't just go to the club? And he's like, yeah, but like, you make it fun. You make it like, you know, you make it like enjoyable to like, you know, you inspire me to go like talk to people or go like meet girls and shit. And I'm like, oh, you know, fuck it, whatever. Just a couple hours, I'll be back, you know? So I go, whatever, we meet these people. Because I know Chris has a lot of anxieties. So I'm like, I'll help him out. Obviously, I started a lot of conversations with a lot of people. Met a good group of college people that we went to the club with. Really odd thing that happened was we were in line. at this one club that's like famous in Italy, right? In Florence, Italy. We're in the line for like 2 hours. We literally get to the door. Every person that we were with, we were probably with 20 plus college students. We get to the door, they all leave. As soon as we get to the door, they all just leave.
It's a setup.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking in my mind. I was like, oh, that's a fucking flag, you know?
Mm.
Anyways, go to the club, whatever. I tried getting, some people going, things going. I just realized like this is not it. I'm not enjoying this. Whatever. I asked Chris, I was like, yo,
This ain't it, Tito.
yeah, I'm going back. You can come with me or stay. I'm going back. And he's like, all right, I'm coming with you. We leave. I grab one more drink. I just had to grab one more drink, and I'm sipping on the way out. I finish my drink. We're walking back. 4 Albanians come out of this hallway. Not hallway, but you know what I mean, like alley. And they're all friendly. They're like, hey, we speak English. You speak English? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm from America. And they're like, oh, we're Albanian. I'm like, that's awesome. Like I've never met really that many Albanians. Like, how is your culture? Blah, blah, blah. We were talking. Like, we talked for like 20 minutes. One of the kids had a scooter, right? Somehow, like, I don't know, Chris was like, yo, we've been trying to find those scooters to ride around, town and stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah. It's really fast, it's good. And he's like, yo, you want to try it? Like the Albanian kid said to Chris. And he was like, yeah, I'll try it. Chris goes up and comes back down. And he's like, no, like, try it. Like, go around the block. As soon as Chris goes, he's like, oh, okay, cool. Goes up, goes around the block. Immediately, all 4 of them, just bam, all around me. Nobody punched me. They might have punched me. I didn't really feel it, though. I don't know. They're all kind of small. My intention was like, oh, they're trying to get whatever money's in my pockets, right? Because they were reaching my pockets. 2 of them are in front of me. One had their arm like around me like this, and he's like kicking my feet, trying to get me to fall. So I'm focused on that. And then one of them, is like has his hands like all in my pockets and everything, rips open my pockets, change falls. And I'm like, all right, like, fuck you guys. Like, have the money. I'll give you more money if you want it. Like, I got money. I opened my wallet and I was like, I got more money. And for some reason, like, literally, he like looked at me, smiled, said thank you, and then ran away. And in my mind, I was like, for the change that like couple euros fell on the floor of like change, and they grabbed that, but I didn't realize that he cut my chain in the whole process of all 4 of them jambling with me. He cut it, and that fell on the floor right in front of me, and he picked it up right in front of me.
But you were drunk.
Oh yeah, I was drunk because I had to have that one more drink. And I wasn't even thinking. It literally took me all the way until I got back to the hotel. After that happened, met up with his dad. His dad was talking to a bunch of people. We sat down, we were talking, blah, blah, blah. Get back to the hotel. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I tell him about the story. I'm like, they just took some change, yada, yada. Push them off me. Everything was good. I'm good. They didn't get hurt. I didn't get hurt. Get back to the hotel. I go to take a shower, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I take my shirt off. And every time, I don't know why, but every time I take my shirt off, I like always grab my chain, just as in like a security of like, okay, like I'm good, like I'm safe. And I went to go do that, and I felt nothing. And I was like, wow, that just like killed me. That just killed me. Like, it was like, in a way, it was like, wow, like I didn't even like think about it, It was like something that meant so much to me was something that I thought last, And it was like, holy shit, that was the last thing I thought about.
Again.
And that stuck with me for a while too. Which is
I
like
think everyone wants
like
that.
he said, do you want to die short and have to explain to your father all the disappointments that you went through for you to be here now talking to your father, or do you want to live your life long and tell him all the good?
Again.
And
I think I've made my point.
that was that was a moment where I was like, holy fuck, I'm a disappointment.
Not true. Can be changed.
It's not, I have realized that, as the years went
You
on, or
cannot
not the
be
years,
too
but the
hard. If you're
year.
too hard on yourself, you will fail every single time.
Bro,
Yeah. And I have been ever since I got comfortable with myself and the way of how I was. I don't know what specifically happened that altered my way of thinking or altered my way of feeling in a certain subject or certain things, like specifically like deaths, things like that, things that other people either can't bear or don't want to bear, in a sense. You know, like it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Something happened along the line.
You can't put
where
the
I
pieces
just,
together. Huh?
yeah, it's just something along the line. I
This-
had my puzzle together and someone fucking slid it off the table before I could tape everything together.
Well, this orange traffic cone right here.
Yeah, he's very good at putting puzzle pieces back together.
He's the instruction. He's the instruction.
He's my
manual.
Lego.
No.
He's my
No,
Lego
no.
master.
Here's the thing. No. He does not put them back together. He teaches you how to reflect and realize and
Well,
put the pieces together.
Yeah.
first and
No.
first and foremost is that when I reflect on the death of my grandmother, I stopped caring. But nothing. Like, she was my world. I stopped caring. And then I decided, well, I don't care anymore because Jacob had died. And then my grandmother died, and I said, on my senior year in college, and I said, you know what? F the whole entire world. And guess what I'm going to do next? Everything I'm going to do is going to be suicidal. So I started wearing my bulletproof vests. I started to sign up for the most dangerous contracts Tampa has ever seen, Florida has ever seen in their life. And I wish that I got into shootouts. Oh, boy, did the Chinese was right when they said, be careful what you wish for. You know? And it's like my whole life is like so high profile. Everything's so high profile. Club Viva, you know, in Tampa, you know, December 26th. You know, here comes all these bullets whizzing by.
Do you remember that time we were in Ybor? Somebody's shooting. We're all in line. Somebody's just popping off in the parking lot next to us. And we all just look and we're like, it's a car backfiring. It's got it. And then it's just like, da, 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 da. And then it like paused, reload. Da, 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 da. It's like, okay, that might not be what we think it is, you know, but for some reason, everybody was just, this is normal. We all just went on along with it.
So the fact that I had this attitude that I didn't care, it became a habit. Dangers in the smallest mistakes, the Buddha said. Literally dangers in the smallest mistakes. And when you lost your chain, you realize the dangers in that one particular mistake. The dangers of traveling, the dangers of large groups, the dangers of meeting with strangers. You're like, oh, look at him coming back. Look at him coming back from a party. Oh, look, here comes the devil. Look, the devils do smile. Look. Oh, look at that.
Remember, God can hear your prayers, the devil can too.
So it becomes
The devil was an angel at one point.
So it becomes a habit, and I think you lost your ways, and these behaviors are indicative of not caring. So now you have to bring that back. Now you realize so many care about you. You just have to care about yourself. Hope that you have a future. Have hope. Have something to look forward to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line, you lost hope. Somewhere down the line, you thought that you didn't have a future and you stopped caring. So you have to find it within yourself. You have to utilize your intelligence and wisdom and realize I'm a bright, intelligent, smart, good-looking kid. I have someone that loves me and care about me. I have all these friends like Sam, who, I mean, you've never seen someone like Sam, a jack of all trade. And you have Angel, who's also a jack of all trade. You know what I'm saying? That's what caught me up there when I asked him, well, what do you want to do? And he's like, everything. And I'm like, that stopped the whole room. And I'm like, what do you mean everything? So what I teach is that you can't get high without getting high. You can be drunk without getting drunk. We call that enlightenment.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
I've experienced that.
And so when you actually unlock that secret, trust the teacher and trust the process. And thank God it was just your chain. It could have been worse. Because in my country, it would have been worse.
If you're not with them.
Did you know that one night I was in Ho Chi Minh City, District 1? Well, number one, my whole life I couldn't really get drunk all the way just because I was always armed. So, and they teach us report writing, and I'm like, crap, you know, if I was to shoot someone while I'm drunk, number one, they would piss test me and realize I'm drunk at the time of holding a firearm, and then I shot my gun as I'm drunk, and great, the whole jury's gonna have a field day with this.
Yeah.
I was in Vietnam, and I was still armed when I was in Vietnam with a taser. I couldn't sneak my gun over there, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sneak my taser overseas. And one night we got drunk, and I was like, I'm feeling good. And we were with some girl. I was with some girls and my friend Max. You can try it. And these two guys on motorcycles reached over and tried to grab my iPad. He was pretending like he was drunk so that we wouldn't think anything of it. And I'm just wondering, like, why is this moped like coming a little too close? I'm drunk, but not that drunk.
Yeah.
Not that your kind of drunk. And when he reached over and he did this, I was a little slow to process, and I realized,
He's robbing.
oh, hell no. Hell to the no. You did not just done try me. Hell to the no. Especially not no young chief of security here from the U.S. You ain't going to try me. My pride and ego just got there. So I said, Max. And Max was a pharmacist student. And Max was with some girls too. I was with some girls too. And I said, Max. And I put my iPad down. And literally Max's report was, you disappeared after you put the iPad down. I gave foot chase. I literally gave like a 1/4 mile foot chase while these guys were, because I had all the toys in my fanny pack to deal with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good wake-up call for you, you know. And now you realize that I just hope someone
that I really want to set off fireworks tonight. I just want to see pretty colors.
Ask yourself, what
if
is
you
that
still have
container?
some leftovers, you know, you're free to go now if you like.
No,
Pew,
no.
boom. That is a system. It's an hourly journal every day, hourly what he does. He's recollecting mindfulness training. Helps you see habits. Good habits, bad habits.
I got a lot more sleep.
Pattern.
last night.
Tired?
It's a long day.
One hell of a day, huh? At the Cheesecake Factory.
Today and yesterday.
Chaotic.
Well, your checks will be lovely. More makeup. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Easy breezy.
Bro,
girl.
Mike was trying to fuck me, man.
I mean,
$736 that
Lord,
I caught him
the
on.
language they
What are
use.
those?
Huh?
What are those things?
Fish balls.
They're pretty good.
Are they grapes?
I was gonna try them until I
What
put
are
them
they?
upside down and I didn't move.
Can I see one? What?
Do you see what I have to deal with? All people that's watching live. I can't with some of the fish balls.
Balls of fish.
Are they
Come on, Johnny, you like
raisins?
balls.
Jokes I play with them.
Here you go. Here's 2 of them.
Yeah, well, good
2
luck.
balls.
If you don't like it, contact Red Lobster.
3 days to appeal.
Raisins?
Nope.
What are these?
Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay,
had-
good.
I've had 3 so far.
The
Oh,
middle of it. A
A
tart.
feed.
yeah. You swallow that, you might die.
Cyanide.
No.
Oh, the whole world's watching it. They're like, he's losing it. It's 12 o'clock.
Hey, apparently if you eat enough apple seeds.
Oh God.
Cyanide.
cyanide.
And when you lost your necklace, you realize the Buddha was right when he said, all things are impermanent.
Bad karma.
All things are impermanent. They don't last forever.
Yeah, there was a lot, man. All just stuff. It's hard to let go of this stuff, you know, because it got meaning, but it's at the same time, it's like it's just stuff.
It's a lesson.
It's just stuff.
It's a lesson.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when my came home, my mom just sold my dad's prize car that he worked on for 20 years of his life.
Sold.
She just sold it. Yeah, sold. His pride and joy that she watched him build day in and day out for
Well,
20 years of his life.
I
And then
think-
just decided one day, I'm gonna
She
sell
said
it.
she needed the money.
She
Well,
doesn't need the money.
it's good for the healing process.
Yeah.
Detachment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Attachment.
Same thing with the
Attachment
Lexus.
to God.
Same thing with the Lexus.
The first thing that I gave all my grandmother's clothes like over the next day because I realized anything that reminded me of her was not going to be good. So give it all away.
Remember what I
I
told you?
literally cried in my Lexus the day before I was gonna give it away. Just drove and cried for like 30 minutes. But then after I was like, it has to be done. You know? Like same thing with like everything else too. It's like because everyone's like, oh, like why don't you move out? Why don't you move out? Because it's like I like where I'm at now, but at the same time, if I want to grow,
Comfortability.
you have to let go.
Mm.
You know, it's like my mind used to be like everything's gonna be a downgrade. Everything's gonna be a downgrade. Everything's gonna be downgrade. But now it's like, no, it's just that's my start. That's my start. That's me starting on my own, which everyone has to go through.
Mm.
You know?
That's right. That's right. You're growing
Yeah.
slowly, maturely.
Overcoming obstacles.
Hold on. Can you do that again to Dom?
Progress.
I just want to take a picture when you do that. Stop. Okay.
And
Stop.
This is the owner manual to life. He's the owner manual to help you make realizations. This is the owner manual to life. Something to look forward to. If you
He takes that book
discipline your-
seriously.
if
That's
you-
his new Bible.
If you can discipline yourself fucking enough to read the book,
Apparently, the cleaning people took the CBTs.
because they probably knew. They're probably opening it and looking at the chapters like,
Oh my
damn, I want
God.
to read this.
Yep, the two cleaning people took the two CBTs. Because I asked my mom, I said, go back on the security. I know they were in the garage. Like, I know that bin that you looked at in, that's where they were. Like I know for a fact they were there.
Oh.
And I knew it. Because
They-
they were walking out,
They're like, damn, I
reading
don't
the
wanna,
book.
They're like, damn, I don't want to clean
They
this
were
fucking
walking-
house anymore.
they
I
were-
want this house.
They were walking out of the garage with the book open, both of them looking at it all the way until they got to the
Even
car.
Bird thinks it's funny. Even Chuck.
Chuck.
See?
Just the way how that bird sounds. Oh my God, I'm done.
What are the chances that you say
Oh
Chuck
my God.
and he's laughing too, and then he just starts laughing? Like, what are the chances of that? That's like last night when I was talking to my mom with Coco.
Why does this have to take place now?
That was
That's
Oh.
whoever's up there.
yeah.
That's the Buddha.
See that's crazy to think though. Like you witnessed that, Jenna.
Yeah, that was.
You physically witnessed
that was
that.
really fun.
Which that was like the one thing that like opened my mind to like, holy shit. Our mind is like stupid strong.
You realize that
Stupid strong.
About what?
Oh god. Well, I decided to go picking, right? Anyways, long story short, I found these mushrooms. Some fun mushrooms. Took myself on a little spiritual trip.
we're going cow tipping, Mom.
And for some reason, I was in my room and I was feeling all great and everything. Like that, Coco walks into my room, which he never really does unless I feel like shit or he knows he senses something.
Hmm.
Right? So he walks in my room, all happy as shit, looks at me. And he's like, yo, pick me up. And the crazy thing was I could understand him
Oh my god.
as a dog. He was sitting right in front of me and I was having a conversation with my dog. Yeah, and like you're laughing, my mom was getting a whole kick out of it. And the whole time that I'm talking about this, Coco's looking back at me, looking back at my mom, growling at me like, stop saying this stuff. And I swear, I remember like my mom was like, what happened? Like she was like looking at at Coco and she's like, what happened? You guys talk? And he literally looked at her and goes, like, yeah. Like it was like the craziest thing. And I'm like, I'm not like I can't make it up, Mom. Like I know you think it's a joke or that it's like I was high, but that like legitimately happened. That like physically happened. And another thing that I realized on that spiritual trip was that, well, I don't know, it's probably not gonna make sense to you guys, but mushrooms and human DNA is the exact same.
I forgot. What is it?
Grandmama.
Oh no. Some people think I'm crazy on TikTok when I spoke about that. They're like, well, he also thought his grandmother was a lizard. I'm done.
Hey man, I've thought of my dad as many different things because I remember after he passed, there was a squirrel that showed up at my front door that willingly let me hold it, pet it, take care of it. Like it was, I have a video of it. I literally came home from a 3-mile run to a squirrel just chilling at my front door. And then the same thing happened with a bunny. But the bunny really tripped me out because it would not look at me.
Man, those are some
It like had it like locked eyes with me. No, that wasn't even anything. That was sober Dom. That was Dom going on the right path for a while, and then I fell off.
Well, you can always get back on the train.
There he is.
Hmm.
There he is.
17, huh?
16. I was 16.
Well, 27.
Oh yeah, I know. That's yeah. Yeah, look, here's the squirrel. Come on. I was scared because it's a squirrel, right? Yeah, I walked up to it and I thought it was fake. I was like, yo, this is like, is this real? And then look, it's like a legitimate squirrel that just chilled there.
Yeah, see, the only wild squirrel I've met, it must
Basil's.
be my mom from a different parallel universe, because that thing kept trying to bite me and attack me.
Oh my god, I'll never forget the time Basil, his squirrels got out, and me and him were running around with the broom and fucking a pillowcase, whacking him off the wall, off his mom. Basil grabbed one by the tail and slung it against the wall, and it literally like hit the wall, hit the ground, was and it like darted at him, and we're like, oh my god, there's a demon in this thing, and we're running around his house, we're like trying to kill this squirrel, and he's trying to kill us, and there's two of them. There was the mom, and then the crazy, batshit crazy one that was trying to kill everything.
And guess what? You keep going the way you are, you're gonna be that squirrel. You're gonna go in reincarnation, not rebirth.
Rebirth, not reincarnation.
No, he's gonna go into reincarnation if he keeps going on the path he is, and he's gonna become that squirrel getting smacked by a pillow.
I'm gonna be on the wall like.
So yeah, if you want to be a squirrel, keep going. I'm not gonna be a squirrel. I'm gonna be in eternal peace and darkness.
Any comments, Miss Jenna? You've been quite quiet
I've just been listening to your guys' conversation.
about squirrels and lizards and the demons in the squirrel. Got it. What's your favorite part of the day? Madam Aiken.
My favorite part of my day today.
Damn, look at my creation, man.
Wow, it's beautiful.
I don't know. I really enjoy listening. So
That's like you put like the weird paint on the shit and you paint it with the that's
really
fun. I've
sees
done that
everything.
before.
Yeah, that was lit. 2 heavyweights wrestling.
Listen to what she's saying.
1, go.
Fucker. Being rude.
How are you guys doing together?
Terrible.
You're not their lawyer.
Oh, I thought we were talking about us.
I'd say pretty good. We've had our moment of realization of what we've been doing wrong,
Mm.
and I think that we're both very willing to try and look at things in a different perspective of not making things more of a problem than they actually are.
Making problems out of things that don't
Shouldn't be a
have to
problem.
problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Whether that's certain things that were said, whether that's certain things that have been done, the way we've acted towards each other, the way she's acted towards me, the way I've reacted towards her. You know, it's a lot of changing.
Scary, right? Hard.
Habits. Old habits die hard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not scary. It's not
It's a fun challenge.
It's not difficult either. It's just the difficult part is the consistency. That's the difficult part. Because you can be an angel for a day or two or a week, but for the rest of your life, that's the difficulty of living up to the name angel. That's like I met when I was managing my job, and I'm first time ever taking in orders. I got slammed. Fire inspections. ABC came in for the Child Protective Services. They're all talking to me because I'm the only one that's 21 and up. So I'm dealing with everything. And it's so funny. I remember the guy that comes in for our laundry, our aprons and towels, comes in. His name's Angel. I'm like, oh, no way. Like, your name's Angel. I got a couple buddies named Angel. And he's like, yeah, but do they live up to the name Angel? It took me 23 years to finally say I can live up to my name.
He said,
Yeah, and I was like, damn. That's some shit. Yeah, like that is some shit. And we were talking about it. He's like, yeah, man, you know, everyone's a kid at one point. The people who don't realize, like, oh, okay, I am not a kid anymore. I can't think like a kid anymore. I shouldn't think like a kid anymore. The people who don't realize that are the people that you see going to the clubs every night, drinking, partying. They think they're having the best time of their life, yada, yada, yada. And just long time down the road, it's going to amount to nothing. It's just going to amount to nothing. Your friends willingly, or hopefully not willingly, but hopefully they stick around, the good ones. The ones that are bad, that's up to you, whether you want to keep them around or let them float away on their own. But you just got to live your life the way that you want to live your life.
you know what they say? Ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
And also what they say is if you're not used to talking about the way you feel, you may have a hard time finding the words.
This is the most I've ever heard Dom talk.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You got to go to his round table late night and then you'll hear him talk.
Yeah, my
His
round table's
gigantic
yeah. I was gonna
round
say my round
that we
table's a
got.
little bigger.
We got Burley Stern talking to about making a fire in the table. That's a fire pit.
Oh yeah, not allowed to do that. That's another thing that I want to get away from is my house, is because I have no say in anything in my house. I can't change.
You get your own place, every wall could be red.
Exactly. I don't get the choice of, hey, you can paint one wall
Hello, Frank.
any color you want. I want red.
Hmm.
And that was the only option I've ever gotten. I've tried putting up posters that I liked.
Perhaps you're living in a communist household.
My mom came from Italy, so my dad was French Canadian. I don't know. They were really, they're just very equity, money. So
Greed.
Not greed.
Krabs, you feeling
Not
now,
greed, it's
Mr.
just-
Krabs?
the fact that my mom and dad my dad had the worst, 1944. Think about the years, the ups and downs
Depression.
of what he's gone through.
Mm.
I remember him telling me stories of when he was a kid, of waiting in line for a piece of bread because that's all you get for the week is 1 loaf of bread and 6 eggs.
Mm.
And that's if they don't run out by the time you get up to the line. That, and then all the shit he's been through. And then my mom coming from nothing in Italy, literally, I'm just shocked that she has been able to do what she's done and still do more
Mm.
because of the challenges she raised. So her father and her mother had nothing. And she had 3 sisters that also had nothing, and a brother. So that's 6 people that weren't dependent, but my mom, for some reason, thank God, that she realized we're all gonna die if I don't do something.
Mm.
And that's why now everything for her is like, it still goes back to that, like, if I don't do this or I don't do it that way, we're gonna die with nothing.
PTSD.
Yeah. So that, like, I had a long conversation with my mom the other night of like, you gotta realize you just turned 60 years old. 60.
You're gonna die.
60 years old. You watched your husband,
Yeah.
who did everything in the world correctly,
Right.
pass away in front of you.
Right.
And I had to witness it too.
Mm.
Please don't make me go through it again with yourself. Don't work yourself until you die. I want to see you enjoying all the fruits and labors of all the 30, 40, 50 years of your life that you've dedicated solely to making everything work. Don't let that kill you, because there is no, it's going to get to a point where you can't. You're going to have all this money. You're going to have all the ability, all the equity you want, but you're not going to be able to do anything with it. You're not going to be able to go out with your friends. You're not going to be able to, oh, I want to go to the beach today. I can't. Why? Because I'm not able to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to carry you to the bathroom while you piss and shit yourself, as I had to do with my father. I don't want to have to take a syringe, fill it up with some weird ass liquid, put it in a tube so you can feed. I don't want to have to sit there, watch you cry in front of me because you know you can't do anything to help me. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to go through that again. So please, like, help yourself.
Mm.
No one else is going to help you but you.
Mm. The Buddha says, no one can save you, no one can, and no one may. You must save yourself.
And it was really sad because she said, I guarantee you that's how it's going to happen.
Mm.
With what you just said about your mom and her family, what I thought is everything that we just talked about tonight, there was no leader. Your mom became the leader in
She
the
had
whole
to.
entire family.
She had to. Her dad wasn't going to do anything. Mom wasn't going to do anything. The sisters were too young to do anything. She had to.
There was no leadership.
Yeah.
There was no leader.
She had to. That's what she told me. She was like, literally, I had to. It came to a point was, do I want to die in this country, living the way I do right now, sleeping on the floor every night, struggling to get food for everyone, going to bed hungry multiple nights in a row? Or do I want to try, at least try, and make something happen? She did. And she put all 3 of her sisters, somehow got everyone to come to America, made everyone get a passport, made everyone get a visa, made everyone do everything right, made my sisters make their own businesses. She helped them with that. It's like, holy shit. Enjoy it. Enjoy what you have done. Don't keep doing it, because it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to do anything.
Sorry, my clock was.
And that's like another fear of mine, is I don't want to end up like my father or my mother.
So change it.
Buddhist way of living.
Yeah, the whole change it for me is the only way I can change it is to let go of everything.
Detach.
Of everything.
Learn to unlearn.
No, but that's the thing. With me, it's if I really, because that's what happened last when I was doing good, when I refound myself when my dad passed away, was I literally just detached from everything and everyone. You know, like I'd still go to school. People would talk to me. Yeah, I would have a conversation. I'd be friendly. I'm not gonna be mad or show you that I'm depressed, or because what is that gonna do? Nothing. It's just either gonna make your day worse, it's gonna make my day shitty for the rest of whatever. If I just let things be the way they are, just try to do the right thing and only the right thing, it'll be good. But somewhere along the line, something corrupted me, and
Your left eye really sucks.
is your face crooked, Sam?
I think maybe with wearing these glasses.
I think your
I can
your
kinda
eyes,
see
bro.
how that
Fuck.
one, but then this one is like just really just not. It ain't it, Tina.
All right, hold on. I need to try those on. I gotta see how bad my eyesight is.
Look at his eye.
Hand over the Clark Kent.
Wait, they're starting to adjust.
Oh God, you're gonna have a bad headache in a minute.
It takes a little bit more than that to give me a headache.
Oh my God. Look at his eyes.
Oh wait, hold on. You want to see him? Hold on. I'll
No, you already did that last.
I'll open him. Hold on. There we
Look
go.
at the look at Joe.
What?
Can you imagine waking up to that?
I went this in a bar when I was like 6.
Wow, this is.
I'm done with y'all. Oh God.
Dang, dude, you.
It's
Oh
too
my
late.
God, the lens thickness.
You know
is
what's funny?
immense.
I think it's time for a thicker pair, dear. My cousin Vinny, great fucking movie.
My cousin Vinny. That was a-
Skylarks don't have rear posi traction. Okay,
That's
but
crazy.
you know what's funny? You don't even know this. When you gave me this
That's not as
book
bad as my
the first
brother's,
time, hey, ding-a-ling, ding-dong, listen. When you gave me this book for the first time, and I read the title, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Dummies, I was like, I kind of got a little offended. I was like, for dummies? I was like, how did you think I'm dumb? And I was like, you know what? And then after reading this and listening to everything he had to say, it's like, wow, I really am a dummy. Like, on this topic, like, shit.
Mm.
I rest my case.
All right, time to wrap it up. 12 o'clock. I gotta wake up
Oh,
tomorrow
man.
and be at Blissful at 9, and have to go to my dad's office by 8:30. Grab all my speakers and stuff like that. One hell of a fun day tomorrow.
Oops.
Here, have more.
No. I don't want to be stuck on the toilet when I get home.
No.
Please no. Oh, you're getting it tonight.
For the rest of the world who's watching, this is what I have to deal with.
Are you fractious
Hello, world.
or incessant? Are you confounded or cross
Found it. Using big words at night.
or let's see. Does it make you apprehensive,
Apprehensive.
panicky, vexed?
Oh my goodness. I don't know why, but that made me think of this one video of the little kid, and he's looking up at the sky, and he's like, "It's okay, God, I trust you." That's replay. That's replay in my head. And I think it's gonna be stuck there for a while. It's okay, God, I trust you.
Does it make you green with envy? Bitter and twisted.
Green with envy. Envy is a very
Malevolent?
difficult word for most people.
Benevolent.
Malicious.
What is it? What is the definition of envy for you
Shading
guys?
fruit.
Envy is seeing what that person's doing, and you want to be just like that person, and you can't be that person at this time. So there's resentment, there's anger, there's jealousy. Envious.
Your actions have made me very bereft.
How do you see envy? Is it a good or is it a bad?
No,
It's
it's
whatever
not
you make
good.
it.
It depends on the level of attachment you have to
But
it.
it's a negative term.
It is a negative. It is somewhat of a negative turn. Inspiration would be aspiration, and inspiration would be the
Alternate.
opposite. Yeah, alternate. Right.
Because I remember Ramon asked me one day. He's like, "What does envy mean?" I was like, "Well, it's not.
Well, when you say
It's a difficult word to.
when you say I envy you, it's kind of say I want to be like you.
Yeah,
Correlates to jealousy.
yeah, and that's basically what I explained to him. I was like, envy is when you want something so bad that someone else has
There's
that you'll do
Dislike them.
everything in your power to do something that you don't like doing because you see them happy the way they're doing their shit. So therefore, you're going to be unhappy doing the things you do because you think, oh, the end goal is going to be what they are doing, or how are they living, and that's never the goal.
in the law book. The law book caution officers.
So you can't move. No. Listen.
In the law book, the law book caution officers not to be the overly zealous officer. Zealous means like
Yeah.
constantly after you,
Yeah.
finding reasons to be after you.
Zealous, you're
Yeah.
same. That goes along with jealousy. Zealous and jealous.
Did you know that all of your answers to all of your questions are in the CBT for Dummies?
It's okay. I'm too much of a dummy to read one, so.
If you keep telling yourself that, yeah,
You might just believe it.
you're making me peevish.
Peevish.
I need a dictionary for that one.
Another word for angry.
It's a peeve.
Old
You're
Old
peevish.
English.
You make me
We've
very
done away
peevish and
with
prickly.
American Standard Old English. We've gotten lazy. Now the Americans modern day Standard English is slang, right?
That's it. I remember there was some kid that came in and he was like, let me get one of them joints. And I'm like, joint? And he's like, it's slang. I'm like, how about you
One of
say
them joint-
sandwich?
One of them things. One of
What?
them. What?
Yeah, I want one of them joints. I'm like,
Ah.
well, we got 8 different joints. So tell me what joint you want. And he's like, yeah, I want one of them joints.
I want
I'm
the
like,
za.
Philly? You want a Philly?
I want the za. Give me that top shelf. Give me that
Bro,
top
I still
shelf
can't
joint.
believe that guy, the guy in the Lumens, openly
Oh, tell
took-
him
yeah,
this story.
Dude, so this guy, first day
You're
on the
gonna,
job,
you're gonna die.
first day on the
50
job
times.
of Lumens, had to have been, right? I see him, he walks up, he's got his vest on the outside, he's got everything exposed, gun on the hip, not secured, comes up, orders a shake, and I'm talking to him about it. I'm like, yo, what do you guys carry? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, SIG. And he's like showing me the gun. And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, that is very illegal. You are not allowed to do that. And he's like, yeah, man, look. And he's like showing me, like, cocks it back. Well, he took the mag out, obviously, but he like cocks it back. He puts the slide thing off, like switches the slide to a 45. And he's like, I could shoot a 45 now. And I'm like, you're not allowed to do any of that. And I was like, in my mind, I was laughing. I was like, you're a joke right now. Like this has got to be. And I asked
Which
him,
company?
Lumens.
Oh, okay. Loomis.
Yeah, Loomis. Yeah.
Yeah, Loomis. Yeah.
But yeah, I
They
was like,
don't
you like
care.
working with money? He's like, no, I like the guns. And I was like, you're not gonna have one for a while. Like, you keep showing people and shit. Because I asked him, I was like, you know where you're at right now? And he's like, yeah, I'm in Zephyr Hills. I was like, don't take that out. Like, just don't. How about don't? Like, you know
How
how many?
about the shit you've seen in the parking lot?
Oh my god. Yeah, people fucking playing chicken fight
Mhm.
with their Glocks.
You took my term. Cease and desist on the way.
Yeah, that was crazy. Getting in my car and 2 people are like, "What up, nigga? What up? What up? You lacking, bitch? You lacking?" And he's like, got the strap with the laser and everything, like